Recording started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Echoing Bonds. Welcome back to the most important title screen you'll ever see in your life. We today are going to hop right in it.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Ansler.
Yes.
At some point during the night, you decide to go to sleep in the inn. It seems to be all this place is really good for. It's supremely restful. Noctua himself stays up with Sasha and they continue chatting, but you need a little rest. You're exhausted. And during that rest, you sort of start to lose yourself. You think back to a time long ago. Sword mentioned something about this creature getting in through your dreams, but honestly, ever since you struck a sort of bargain with Sunflower, you're not particularly worried about that. Plus, if they do manage to get in, you'll just fight them off in your brain space or something. The most important part of being a hunter is remaining well prepared, well rested, and awake and available for absolutely any challenge that might come your way. You think back to a long time ago. Distant, small little town named Waterfall. Honestly, it was one of the least exciting jobs you were ever assigned. It was during a dry period, big drought of work. It's pretty rare that some monster somewhere isn't rampaging around, but those periods of time do certainly exist. So, you were sent to the town of Waterfall that supposedly vanished 50 years earlier. The lantern responded with a sickly flame shifting between the colors, almost like it was stuck and catching on the oil. There wasn't anything interesting here, so you thought. When you arrived in the town, you expected some manner of devastation. A creature that ran wild a long time ago and has since left its prison. But in reality, what you found was far sadder. The town's resources had simply dried up. Everyone had left. It was a desolate ghost town, but not because of the interference of some grander creature, but something far more natural. The minerals in the mountain were eventually all mined free, and the source of income slowly died here too. But your lantern still responded. So, you followed that weak signal to a shrine up on the mountain. This too was abandoned years and years and years ago. A lot of the overhang completely collapsed. The shrine was now little more than a stone path leading to what appeared to be some sort of an altar with a gong behind it. You approached that altar and your lantern suddenly flared up. Who's there? A voice called out, almost bored. something that crossed and cut through the silence of that dead place. And your eyes focused in, finally fixating on someone who was large, semi-feral looking, did not wear a shirt.
Oh.
This towering man sits on the steps looking down at you with a bored expression.
Ansler kind of tilts his head a bit. Well, first, how about you tell me who the hell you are?
The person seems to think for a second. They look up and over. I'm not sure anymore. Looks over to you. It's been a while since I've seen a person. Long time.
Thinks about that a bit. Well, I am Ansler the Red. I've come to this place to hunt a creature, legend mayhaps. Would that happen to be you?
Slowly draws up to his feet. A creature. Maybe that's what I am. He takes one long, slow step forwards off the edge of the steps and looks down slowly, opens and closes his hand. I can't quite remember what I did around these parts. All of that's been edged away. All that I remember now is... He sort of seems to straighten up. How damn hungry I am. Hansler.
Yeah.
Roll to die.
You got it.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna go for this. So lock something in and tell me if you beat this.
Okay.
If it goes for him. Oh, I might need to initialize him.
Oh.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. Yeah, lock something in. I don't think you beat that.
Yeah, I don't.
So he rolls
Oh,
very
boy.
good. He suddenly juts forward, one hand striking at you, and your side is punched through in a second. You roll backwards, taking a humongous amount of damage. The man looks down at his blood-stained arm, and you see the blood sort of soak in. He straightens himself up. Oh, there it is. Life. Delicious life. Okay, human. Or Ansler the Red. Give me your best shot. He squares up. Give me your roll to die. Start combat.
Very well. I'm gonna drop my swing. Roll the die. Oh. Tell me, what weapon do I have nowadays?
You're just carrying around a normal ass sword. So, here's the fun thing. In this flashback, all of your gifts are disabled. Ansler at the time relied on something different entirely. And this actually manages to spark the memory. Ansler, I'm going to give you the gift Hunter's Intuition. Or Hunter's Insight. Where is it? Hunter's Insight works like this. You can, once per act when you get your roll to die at the start of a turn, lock out one of your dice to make an assertion about this creature or its weaknesses. So long as that dice remains locked out, you can add the total on that dice to all of your rolls to do to exploit that weakness. So, if you decided, for example, to lock your blue dice out right now, you would get, and you asserted that one thing was this man's weakness, and you acted to exploit that weakness, you would get a +6 on that action in addition to everything else. Okay. But you would need to leave blue locked out just to exploit this weakness. So long as you wanted to keep doing it.
That sounds fun, let's do it.
Yeah. So you click the lockout button? Yep, and you lock out blue. And now tell me, what is this legend's weakness?
So, as Ansler immediately saw, this thing fucking immediately tried to draw in and suck in his own blood.
Yeah.
So Ansler is going to test a little theory here. With his newly opened wound on his side, he's going to dig his hand in and coat his hand in blood, and then swing his hand to try to splatter blood this direction over here to see if he jumps towards it like a fucking feral dog.
That's fantastic. So yes, your blue is locked out. Give me a roll to do.
Okay.
And to add a 6 to your total.
Yep, do I also add additional d6? I'm rolling colorless?
Yes. Well, it's the start of an act, so you get to lock in a color.
Oh.
Yes.
So
between your red and your yellow.
Alright, let me cancel this thing then, and then... Boop.
There you go.
Will do. And I'll add a bonus of 6. Oh, no, not 0 equals 6. 6.
There you go. Okay. Let me roll for him. Okay, so he looks over, almost frantic at the blood. That creates an opening for you. You successfully exploit his weakness. Tell me how you attack.
Yeah, so what he does is that he kind of like leaps over here really quickly, and before he's even realized it, Ansler's immediately behind him and goes for a Dark Souls style backstab.
Yes, you catch him in your frame-perfect backstab and deal a grand total of 15 damage, driving the blade in. He lets out a silent cry and then, like, whirls around, sword still in him, and is gonna try to hit you. Give me a roll to die.
You got it, and my blue is locked out, so it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
it's gonna hurt.
He grabs you and slams you into the ground, bodily by the face. With one step, you are bounced off of the tiling, sending them all scattering. You take 15 damage.
Okay. I should probably be keeping track of this.
Oh, I can manage your health. It's cool.
Thank you.
There you go. Start of the round. Everybody reset. Roll to do.
All right. You mean roll the die?
Yes, roll the die. Yes.
Oh
boy.
Nasty. Okay, I got an idea of how to open with this though. I'm assuming he gets to go first though, right?
Yes, he does get to go first. So he follows up and he is going to. You see a shock of madness come over him. He's gonna perform your old trick.
Oh, excellent.
Yep. Okay, Pete. Hansler.
Yeah.
You bounce off the ground, and he catches you with his shin, and just boots you through the shrine.
Oh fuck, dude.
You slam through all of it and roll across the ground. Oh boy, in that case, that is a solid 17 damage.
Oh, it sure is. Oh boy. Okay. This is melee, bro. Oh, this is exciting. I like this.
You guys deal so much damage to each other. What the fuck?
Okay. Alright. Alright, here's an idea. I'm assuming I can't unlock blue yet, right?
You can unlock blue whenever you want, but you'd lose that bonus to damage, basically.
Okay. Alright, yeah, no, I got an idea of how to play this. So, Ansler just kind of points his sword towards this guy and starts fucking charging at him immediately. And this guy's like, oh no, this shit's easy. He's coming right at me. But what he didn't realize is that earlier Ansler had picked up a brick that had gone loose from this, and Ansler to the side tosses it to hit this gong to distract him and stab him through the fucking face.
Okay, give me a roll to do.
You got it, and I'm going to. Can I add my +6 to that? Or you consider this?
You can, absolutely.
Okay.
Beat a 19.
All right. And bonus of 6.
You do so! Holy shit, okay. You throw the brick back and slam the gong, and yeah, this guy's like, you're starting to extrapolate his weakness a little bit more. Like, this man, despite hitting so fucking hard, is positively famished, borderline delusional, and seems to have a lot of trouble focusing. You slam the gong and then just stab him directly in the face. He recoils backwards. Not bad at all.
I can say the same for a feral dog like you.
Drop your swing.
You got it.
Okay.
I'm going to actually unlock blue now, if that's okay.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Alright.
You can unlock it before and then re-roll.
Yep.
Just see if you want to lock in anything else.
Where to go? It's not.
Just hit roll to die really quick, and then it'll show up on that, and then you can click the. Oh, it's free.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I was wondering what was happening. Okay. Oh boy,
that's real bad.
Oh boy, you know what? I'm feeling spicy.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have faith here.
Yes.
I think he gets to go first, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know he's gonna roll up and fucking. Yeah, he he comes back and he gets called a feral dog, and something in his face twitches, and then he dives on you. For a second, you expect him to. Oh boy, he rolls high. You can beat that though. He dives forward, and he's going to just try to punch through you.
Fucking, let's go, baby. Boop. I have no weaknesses to exploit here. Oh shit!
No! You were so close.
I was real close.
He punches you straight in the gut, and you just vomit blood. It's bad. It's gross. You stumble backwards. Take a wound.
You got it. Let's see. Wound attribute. I'm gonna wound yellow because I'm relying on it too much.
Yeah. Okay. Now roll to die for me really quick, and we'll determine how much health you get back.
You got it. Hey, that's not
nice. Bad. Yeah, and you get to choose to lock in a color too off of that.
Red. I have no
Okay.
idea.
You regain 18 HP.
All right. Cool.
Your go.
All right. So what I'm gonna imagine what's happening here is you said he just punched through me, correct?
He punched through you. Yes.
Okay.
There's some organ damage in there for sure.
Ansler, with this guy's fist still in his body, is going to grab onto his arm, and he is going to pull out his sword and aim to lob that shit right off.
Oh, hype!
I rolled a 2 for that.
Yeah, roll to do, beating 18.
Got it.
You do! You slice straight through this person's arm, and yep, it comes off. He stumbles backwards. He's gonna take a wound now.
Well, this look. I just imagine how this looks. This looks real bad. Looks real fucked up, yo.
Ansler's like looking down at this arm that's currently stuck in him, like, oh. The guy looks down at his own arm, like, oh. He looks up, he looks over. Drop your swing. He's not done yet.
Oh, exciting.
With his one remaining stat.
Ooh, not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, so start of a new round.
Alright, roll the die.
Yep.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby. Red versus red. He rushes in with his one remaining arm. Actually, shockingly, he doesn't look too angry or determined anymore. The expression on his face is completely unreadable. Clash.
You got it. Boop.
Doink. Okay, Ansler, he rushes at you, and he gets a fucking wild ass smile as he's going in to cross counter you. You're coming in with your sword, and he suddenly ducks backwards, and he fucking kicks the arm that is currently embedded in you and sends you flying backwards.
I think I take a wound. Yep, I sure do.
He is not taking away your red stat either. If you want to keep it, you can keep going.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm gonna roll the die again. Or I better had the lock thing. So, oh yeah, I wounded it, so I lose my...
roll the die.
Yeah, I gotta roll the die, see how much health I get back.
You do.
Exciting.
Right. Oh boy, that's still good. 12 health.
Whew.
Okay, that was the single most painful experience of your life. You slowly stand up though, somehow. He looks down at you. Are you sure you're a human?
As sure as I am, your arm just went through my damn gut. Oh boy. So, what Ansler does here...
yeah.
Oh boy. So, all of his options exhausted at this point, damn near fatally wounded. Ansler is going to fucking dig his sword into the ground, and he's going to run just fucking straight at this guy, fucking completely giving up the sword, and just going to go in to deck this dude in the face.
Okay, he's got no tricks left remaining. This is just a clash.
Yep. Oh
no! There it is. Tell me what happens.
All right. So what happens is that this guy goes in for a punch, but Ansler, what he does is he looks like he's about to punch right in the face. No, he goes for that fucking arm nub. He's trying to punch that fucking exposed bone right into him.
Ansler, you somehow follow up on this guy's idea and you hit him in the place it hurts most. He goes stumbling backwards, and he's gonna take another wound, and he stumbles back, single arm swaying, and you feel this horrible energy coming from the man, and he looks up and then falls over. Like flat on his back. Damn it. I want to get up so badly. I'm just too damn hungry.
Ansler standing over here. Ansler similarly falls over on his ass real quick. I'm actually gonna do something really quick.
Yeah?
I'm gonna roll for blood loss.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not rolling Ansler here. I'm rolling how Fate loses blood against him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, take a wound.
Yeah.
You both have wounded every single one of your attributes.
I was hoping so bad for a 20 there, you have no idea.
Yeah, you land flat on your ass.
Oh, well. Looks like this is about it for me. Can't say I was expecting to die today.
Real shame. Well, when you go, I'll eat your body. At least I'll get to live.
Go fuck yourself, I'm not letting you.
I mean, who's going to stop me? You'll be dead.
Now make sure my ghost hunts you out of spite.
Well, so long as we're bleeding out here, why don't you tell me about yourself? It's been so long since I've had company.
Well, leans back a bit, bleeding a bit. Not much to say about myself, really. Ran away from the family business only to join another business extremely similar to the family business.
J-Man, if you want me to use any of those maps you requested at any point, let me know.
Yeah, how about we go to the Red Mountain?
Can do.
Ooh, perfect.
Do you want an Ansler here?
No, actually.
Okay, excellent.
So, atop some mountains very far away, the Adder Mountains. Well known for being a place that is home to the Von Adder family. Here, the family just mostly lurks. Not much is really known about them other than that there's some strange set of wedding planners that hang out in this creepy mansion that no one really goes near. However, at the peak of these mountains lies, despite there being a perfect white snowy scape, there is the peak, which is everything there, glows a bright crimson red. Not much is really known about why this happens, other than some rumors that the very life of the mountain bleeds through the top, and this is just the mountain's blood bleeding through. But the snow, plants, and everything here do have special attributes that they don't fucking die. The snow doesn't melt, the trees don't wilt, nothing here happens. But within this red peak lies a chamber. And if you can cut me to the other map, actually.
Absolutely.
There lies a single chamber with a large stone throne with pipes connecting through the back, in which the blood of the mountain flows through, as a very large, 14-foot-tall woman sits upon this throne. As a young Ansler Von Adder looks up to this throne, inside this chamber, and says something to this woman, in hopes that what he says here will grant him freedom. He looks up to this woman and says, "Grandmother, I'm leaving."
Oh my god. And those words echo through the back of your head as you actually come to, Ansler. Yeah, you must have passed out at some point. You definitely passed out at some point. Halfway through the story, your head fell over, but for some reason, this guy doesn't seem too pissed off with the end result. You noticed very haphazardly the hole in your chest has been bandaged up and the man has his arm back.
Why?
Why what?
I'm assuming you're the one who's healed me.
Of course.
I'd help you get bandages.
He is missing one pant leg now. I'm sorry if you were expecting something more hygienic. It's the best I could do.
No, I honestly don't care.
It seemed like a waste to let you die there. I took a little bit of your life force in exchange. This way we both get to live. Seems like a fair deal, right?
What are you?
To tell you the truth, I don't know. Whatever I was, I kind of started to remember during our little fight there. I think I protected this place. I was supposed to. The people all left, though. Left me behind. Whatever name I had, whatever role I had, it's just gone. All that's left is this... He opens and closes his hand. It's this hunger.
Well, whatever the hell you are, you're fucking strong.
I could say the same about you. At first, I said I was going to eat you because, you didn't seem human. I don't eat humans. That's not what I'm about. He looks back down on his arm, and with the way that you injured me, I doubted you were human to begin with. But after taking a poke inside your organs, no, you're human. Actually, worryingly so. Where does that terrifying strength come from?
A form of sheer stubbornness that I refuse to tell the secret of.
Well, fine. Keep your secrets, then. He sits down. Well, what's next? We going for round 2? Am I some beast that needs to be wiped out?
Honestly, I don't feel like it right now. He
really?
He kind of leans back. To be perfectly honest, I got sent here to... Just leans up against the steps some more. I got sent here to kill whatever the hell was killing this town. But as far as I can see it, the town's already dead, so mission already failed, I guess.
It's been dead for a while, unfortunately. Their greed for their... He stops when he says greed. Their... He looks out and over and back at the town, and you see a glint of anger run across his face. Yes, their greed and their hunger for resources is what drove this place to their own. This isn't a place that could have lasted ever. I think think I lived on this mountain far before they came. And I think I'm stuck here now because of them. He looks back. He looks back at the shrine. I know this is an unreasonable thing to ask of a person I was trying to kill 5 minutes ago. Could you break that thing holding me here?
Ansler looks up at this shrine, kind of like shakily stands up and looks at this thing. Be perfectly honest, I don't know if I could break this thing on my own. Could probably need some help of some kind.
I'd be happy to help. He takes a step forward, and you both look at the shrine together. You get me out of here, I'll owe you. Big time. I don't know what I am, and I don't know what I can do anymore, but I know I don't want to be here.
Ansler kind of gets a bit of a smirk at that. Oh, you don't want to be the one who owes me any favors.
He looks back over and, unsmiling, couldn't be worse than this, could it?
Oh, we'll see. Ansler starts to walk up, picks up his fucking beat up sword, raises it up, and goes to try to cleave at this pillar right here.
You remember that moment clear as day. You strike through the shrine, and a cry goes out through the mountain. And some sort of mountain spirit, whatever Sword was before he was Sword, almost seems to return to the man. But, well, as you found in time, Sword was empty. Whatever that hunger was, had eaten away pretty much everything, except for, something that reawakened in him when you two fought. You eventually struck a contract together, but that's a story for a different day. What matters right now is that first meeting. Because, the person that you met on the mountain that day, and, well, that empty person, that borderline feral man, and, the man staring at you from across the room next to a goat, are entirely different people. Your eyes peek open.
Ansler's eyes meet the goat's eyes. Once again, the same look of being disturbed washes over his face as it did the last time. No, not again.
Oh, you're awake.
Why is it closer this time?
I tried to will it over in that direction to bother you, you see.
This is what I don't like about you. You always are so insistent about this pranks. He gets up and starts scooching about. No, he sees Sola.
Morning, sunshine.
No. Well, I'm assuming this is your home?
Yeah.
Yes, you're Sola, correct? He's kind of like rubbing his eyebrows. Yes, I believe I heard Sasha speak of this last time I was here. Why, he points at the goat, why and how do you have a goat?
I don't have a goat. The goat stays here. The goat has its own will.
They're partners. Just like
Yes.
you and me. So you can't hear her see Sword.
Yeah, whoops.
No, it's cool. He's just gonna commentate passively.
Ansler ignores that super hard and goes, You see, what confuses me here is that when I was a child, I grew up in some set of mountains, and we had many goats up there. But the thing is, when I left the said mountains, I did not see a single goat ever, so I assume they were only native to mountains. As far as I see here, there is not a single mountain in this place. How would you have a goat?
I mean, I don't have any answers. I just washed up here and this goat just appeared. I mean, you know, it's a goat. It does goat things.
Sword crouches next to the goat and makes the same expression. They said, immediately next to each other. Ansler, the sight's real weird.
So, you feeling hungry? Want something like bread, some cheese, huh?
Let's find out really quick. All right.
Oh yeah, remove those wounds.
Just heal. There we go. All right, let's try that again.
Oh right, yes. Hold on. I'm sitting next to my healing goat. Hold on. There we go.
You know what? Yes, I am hungry. I'll just take whatever the hell you got. He walks over a bit, sees sunflower on the table. All right, you.
Sunflower, slowly turns away, pretending not to be, pretending to still be asleep.
Yeah, that one's been real quiet.
What's wrong with you?
Turns away further.
Oh, whoops. Damn it, stop opening up the damn configuration menu.
You look down at the tiny orb that's intertwined with your lantern still. They start shivering.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing. Listen, nothing's the matter. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Pokes.
Pops up. Hey, come on.
What did we say about honesty? Small flower.
Shrinks. Grows. They like it. They fluff down. The island's gotten weirder since you've been asleep.
Oh. Is that decay still happening?
Yeah, it's just getting stranger and stranger. You'll probably have to take a look outside, but this area's safe. I made sure of it. The place that you slept last night is safe, and the Silver God's place is apparently safe too. Lexi's over there right now.
I was about to say, where was that book, man?
He's off. I don't know, researching something? I can't keep track of that place. Something the Silver God did to it made it weird.
He actually calls out the Sola, but you know this Silver God, correct?
Yeah.
She seemed to be the type to scheme and/or secretly have machinations that lie beyond this initial plot.
Honestly, not really. Kind of, say what's on their mind.
He goes, I see. His eyes kind of drift over, and he notices this. What's that?
Let me see. Ping it again. Oh, this?
Yeah,
this
what's that?
appliance?
What's that?
This horrific box that the Silver God gave okay, hold on, give me half a second. You look at that, and almost perfectly in time with the example of, yeah, they just say whatever they feel like, honestly. You get the title really quick.
Oh boy, pretty whack, right?
Yeah, it's whack. Yeah, Sully, you remember. You remember receiving this.
Oh.
This alien device that sits in front of you was actually provided to you right before you left to the beaches or to the caves. It was this apparently, according to the Silver God, yeah, so this baby just washed up on shore, slams the side of it. Apparently it's some sort of iron chest that's supposed to keep all sorts of things, dangerous magical artifacts, but I just repurposed it to preserve various other things. You want this? Come on, it'll be fun. You're headed out to the caves, right?
What kind of things does it preserve?
I don't know. Meat, cheese, dead bodies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got it. You got it. I want it.
Yeah. Here's the fun part though. You try to lift it. This thing weighs a ton.
Wow.
You're gonna have to carry it all the way there.
All right. Solo tries to lift it. I'm gonna roll to do.
Yeah, roll to do.
Ooh.
Oh, excellent. Add a d6 to that.
Okay.
You beat the 15. So you lift it up and you get it on your back, and the Silver God's like, wow, what? Hold on. I'm gonna give you control over this.
Cool. What do you call this thing?
How are you lifting that? Wait, no, what? They like run around the side of it. What do I call it? Some sort of, I don't know. What's the opposite of a furnace?
Cooler?
Cool. That is pretty cool. They follow behind you as you just like walk with this thing on your back, and they're like, it's weird. They're almost getting a little frustrated. They're like, wait, I mean, that's super heavy. What? Solo, you just keep on walking, like 100% oblivious to the fact that this is some sort of a trial.
Man, this is real cool. Thanks for this.
Yeah, it is.
What made you?
Cooler.
What made you decide to repurpose it like this?
I just wanted to make a thing that would be vaguely useful that you'd want to carry with you that would turn into some sort of a trial.
Sorry, what was that?
I thought you'd like it.
That's really nice. Thanks. I'll make some good food later. We'll share that as thanks.
You mind if I hold on a second? They jump up on the back of it and rest on it too.
So I'll let out a little.
Give me another roll to do. That 1d6. Yep. You pick this up, and the Silver Gods added weight to the back. For some reason, you're just like, no, I can definitely do this now. This is easy. I'm giving you now control over the Silver God as well in the pile.
You have so much power.
Yes, you spent the rest of the day walking across the. You spend the rest of the day walking across the sunflower fields to the caves. It is admittedly slower going with this gigantic weight on your back, but like, yeah, it's fine. And like at various points, you're pretty sure this happens, but you just like, you ignore it.
Yeah, it's getting a little hot over here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it should. What are you made out of?
Flesh and bones, I suppose. I mean, I've seen my arms enough severed, so like.
Yeah, that is a pretty good point. You walked all the way to the caves. Solo, you look over at the cooler, just like, oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, Silver God made it. It just just keep some food cold so that I can use it later.
He kind of like walks over. Do you mind?
Here, take a look.
He pops it open. Does it like just expunge cold air like a regular refrigerator?
It does. Like, you hear a crackling sound of something magic being activated when you do open it, and then, yeah, a lot of cold air pours out.
Once again, similar to the expression he got on his face when he sees the goat, another look of sheer disturbance washes over Ansler's face as he sits there, closes the thing, turns around, goes to sit down. This is 2 things now inside of your home that have reminded me of my home. I don't like it.
You, Oh, you go.
Oh, go ahead. Like what? You've seen this kind of thing before?
No, it's just that my home was excruciatingly cold.
Well, here, let's get a fire going. Zola like walks over, assuming this is like a stove.
Yes.
Yeah, so she goes over and just like gets a fire going like pretty hot, like maybe too hot, but she's like, yeah, that's fine.
Ansler sees the stove like light a flame, and once again the disturbed look washes over his face. He's not ready for modern technology. He's not.
Hey, Sola.
Yeah.
A few days ago. Yeah, so, No, this one is like, the other one made things much cooler. This one makes things much hotter. Also, this one's more heavier.
Oh, alright, yeah, that's cool. Won't have to just cook over an open flame, that's nice.
Yeah, exactly. It uses some very advanced and very heavy rune technology to set up these burners back here. I made it myself. It's cutting edge.
You're something.
Looks expectantly at you.
Yes, I'm willing to do it. Just took a second.
You try to pick it up for a second, and you try to lift it. You pick it up, and then the bottom cabinet, as exactly you see, opens up, and a bunch of comical weights spill out. Oh, my incredibly practical and impractical training weights. Yeah,
you think I need to train some? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just left those in there. That's a mistake on my part.
Oh, okay.
But if you could lift those back to my house, I'd be appreciated.
If you could actually carry those back to my house, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, couldn't get it right now, so I'll go for a second trip. That sounds fun. Try to pick it up again.
Give it.
Picks it up again, and an anvil falls out.
Yeah, you pick it up again, and a fucking dumbbell falls out. Silver God looks away. They're embarrassed.
Damn, this thing's packing, huh?
Yeah, I don't know how those got in there.
Yeah, that's weird.
You wound up lifting it and carrying it back. Silver God spends a very long time seeing exactly what Sola is capable of lifting, getting increasingly distressed as larger and larger objects are lifted.
What the hell is going on around here?
In the process of doing this, you actually managed to nudge the object up on top of the fridge off of the cooler, and it like rolls across the ground. So it's just looking straight down at it, and he seems fixated on it.
What's that?
Sola, you see Ansler look at the object on the ground and just state, "What's that?" as if talking to you. Sola, you look down. Up on top of the cooler was something you forgot about the last time you were in here. This appears to be some sort of a compass.
Oh. Sola reaches down to pick it up. Oh. Wow. Okay. How did I... She looks really confused.
There's this overwhelming rush of nostalgia from you. Like, just touching this thing, you feel the weight and the worn material in your hands, and it sparks a lot in the back of your mind. This definitely wasn't here before. Or, at least if it was, you couldn't notice it.
Yeah, I didn't... I didn't think this was here. Sola takes a seat down, like a seat, and yeah, this was from my home. I can't believe I forgot. Did I tell you about Amori Village?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, for a while I was just calling that my home, but it's not where I actually came from. My family was kind of a nomadic group. We went around wherever the wind took us, really. Didn't really settle anywhere, didn't take part in civilization too much, but like, it's kind of where I got my love for wandering. But we kept moving, but I didn't feel like I was going anywhere, to be honest. And this was the first thing I traded for. And I wanted to know more about the world that can make something like this. So I left, even though I might never see them again, since we didn't really have a place we called home. I don't think I've ever felt more free than when I started traveling around. But, yeah, go ahead.
You go, J-Man.
Yeah, Ansler kind of hears that bit about feeling more free when he started traveling around, and he goes, I think I can understand that to an extent. I too felt completely caged in at one point or another, and then I had to up and leave my family before I started being able to actually flock around, as you might say.
Yeah. I did miss them, though. I think I made the right choice in leaving, but when I thought of them over the years, it got a little harder to remember the things that were important. So, when I was traveling around, the thing I knew the best was food. It's one of those constants that you're gonna find no matter where you go, so you need it every day. So it kind of became a special interest of mine. I liked finding out new ways to make things, what you could find around the world, and I heard about this herb called min. It grew in this small village called Amori. So I went to go check it out. And wouldn't you know it, about a year ago, the great hero known as Noctua had been exiled out of Rauji. They were looking for someone to fill his shoes. They saw me take down some beasts, and they wanted me to look out for them for a bit. It's not really my style to be a guardian or so, but I did offer some services to learn more about this herb.
So you find some form of fulfillment in that?
In the herb?
In the guardian business.
Not so much, to be honest. I'm not made to fit in someone else's shoes, you know? I'm my own person, and I don't think I need to, I don't like having so many other issues on my shoulders, you know?
Sword seems like almost lost in thought after hearing Sola's story, and like, rather than doing his normal shitty thing of fucking off around the room and getting engaged with literally anything other than the people currently involved, he's leaning in and listening intently, and he looks over to Ansler. Well, I'm sure you can guess my opinion. I actually like this one a lot. He kind of sits back in the chair, not leaving an imprint or any presence. Being bound to the life of a village, particularly as a guardian, if I were given the option of leaving my village before they left me, I would have been ecstatic. There's nothing worse than being a guardian far beyond the time that a guardian is needed. He looks down a little frustrated. Wish I had a mouth to tell her that.
Oh, Ansler stops for a second. Here's that. Do you have any paper and a thing to write with?
Yeah, I think so. Sola gets up and walks over to this like bookshelf and just rips a page out of a book.
Meanwhile, in the distance, Lexi cringes. Shinpei takes 30 damage.
Yeah, this one's not that important. Just write on that.
Okay, he takes the pen and paper, puts his arm down the table, gets ready to write, looks to Sword. Take my arm for a moment. Use it.
Sword seems genuinely taken aback. This is a big step, actually. He looks over. Genuinely, thank you. You feel a spreading amount of appreciation as you let this person reconnect with the outside world. He writes out on the piece of paper, I can empathize a lot with your story, and believe it or not, Ansler can too. That part is rapidly scratched out. The role of a guardian, particularly the one that... A guardian is always welcomed, he writes, ... But... being able to properly meter and decide when your services should come to an end. That is a far more respectable thing. I, myself, outstayed the people I was supposed to guard, and I was left alone. Forever, if it weren't for some help. I would have starved to death. The idea that you managed to get out there in the world, that, to me, is the happiest ending you could have asked for. He says, and then he thinks about what he's saying. That's the happiest ending you could have asked for, thinking about him winding up as Ansler's partner. I'll be right back. He stands up. Walks outside.
Sola walks over and takes a peer at what Ansler's writing out.
I guess this is for you. He slides the paper over.
Thanks. Sola reads it, a little confused by the phrasing. She doesn't know about Sword, right?
She does not.
Yeah, so she's pretty confused. She sees the scribbles, and sees maybe like a little bit of the word Ansler under the scribbles. And she's like, what? This is sweet. Thank you.
Won't thank me, thank the guy who left.
What?
He
will never explain.
No, never.
Sure. Sola, remembering that Answer sometimes speaks to himself, is like, okay, yeah, let me get that food.
Sunflower actually seems deeply pensive, too. The role of a guardian. The role of a guardian. They fidget in their little lantern cage.
What are you mumbling about?
Yeah, you're making me think. I hate it.
Maybe you should think more. Might make you make better decisions.
I feel like that coming from you is... Sword says, sitting back down.
I think plenty about my decisions. I think quickly.
Do you remember that part where you rode across an entire, you slammed into that coral reef using that fishing boat, real fast? How long did you think about that one?
Instantly, it got me there, didn't it?
What about the part where you jumped off the tower?
Wait, I survived, didn't I?
Looks back over at Sunflower. You know what? Yes, you should think more. Think exactly like Ansler. Look at where it's got him. Motions over to Ansler.
I don't see the problem here.
Sunflower looks between the two of you and then goes back lost in thought. Solo, what'd you make?
Solo just brought over a plate of just like some bread slices, berries, and just like things that just were foraged, and goat cheese.
Answer actually grabs a slice of bread and starts munching it. How is it? He's gonna be a meta question.
It's fucking good.
There might have been a little bit of mint in that bread.
Yeah. A little bit of that nostalgia taste.
This is nice, he says while eating. I too have baked many breads. Due to our travels, I've gotten very used to campfire bread.
Campfire bread's the best.
Oh yeah, that's real good. Yeah, actually, that herb I use in there, that's the mint that I found at Amori. It's funny because I was so interested in learning more about it because I wanted to just remember home.
I see. He takes another bite, thinks for a bit. On our travels, generally, we eat off of similar things, foraged foods, breads. However, I'll be perfectly honest, my luck with hunting creatures to eat has been not the best.
I find them delicious.
I need not forget the tale of the rabbit. Answer thinks back to a time where him and Sword tried to hunt a rabbit. Didn't go great.
Listen,
You'd be surprised. Oh,
You go.
go ahead. Okay. You'd be surprised how much some herbs and spices can change up a dish. Sola actually starts grabbing a few things off the shelf. She has a lot that she's prepared and just dried out, like way more than she'll ever need while she's on the island. Was kind of intending to leave a bunch of them if someone ever showed up. And just brings them over to Ansler. Here, you can take those wherever you go.
He looks at them, and he actually kind of picks one up and looks at it. Where I'm from, we couldn't actually have things like this. It was so blisteringly cold, any plant life couldn't really grow, and it was dangerous to eat the foods we grew on top of the mountain. He actually like pulls off a piece of this min, you called it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he pulls off a leaf of it. I'm assuming it's a leaf, right?
Yeah, it's like a bluish, kind of purple leaf.
Yeah, he pulls off the leaf and just pops that shit in his mouth.
Sola, you get an experience that you're used to, actually. When you give people min, it's a look of quiet contentment. It's a look of someone storied, and it's honestly the look that you want to see on people's faces when they eat the things that you make. No weeping Noctua and Sasha this time. Ensler's expression just softens, and weirdly, Sword sits down too. Oh, that is quite a special thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Might be why I stayed there so long. Never really stayed in a place as long as I did for Mori.
See. Tell me, actually. How did you end up here?
Well, it was about time to go. So I went off and kept doing my thing. And I was on a boat, actually, looking for some islands. Not this one. I did also intend to leave them eventually, but got attacked by a sea monster. And I thought, hey, that's gonna taste great, and jumped off to fight it. And before I knew it, I washed up on the shore. No boat, no sea monster. Would have tasted really good too.
Answer thinks
this
about.
one a lot. I like this one a lot.
Answer thinks about hearing that sea monster. He's just like, I wonder if those snail god people are dealing with those right now.
Oh, yeah, didn't we meet someone, like Shinpei or something?
Yeah, right now he's probably fuming. I abandoned him on the beach.
What?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, elsewhere, in the tunnels of the caves. Let me hide you. The snail
Cutscene.
soldiers.
Oh, there it is.
The snail soldiers sprint around, having spent the entire night running from these creatures. They're like, Shinpei! This guy runs down the corridor screeching. Apparently, you guys have found your safe spot. Shinpei, on the other hand, has spent most of the night seeking refuge through the caves. He's probably doing fine.
Wonder how they're doing.
Did you just hear a scream?
No.
No.
Okay, fair.
The likelihood of them being able to survive on the island at night is so low. They're probably... You know what, I'm not gonna say that.
They're probably fine. They have that man with the cannons.
Ah! Solo suddenly remembers the man with the cannons, almost like a cannonball gets fired through her brain.
Look,
Yeah.
Go
Go ahead.
I know, he answers like, yeah, no, I'm willing to bet right about now they are probably pretty close to us, but in all honesty, I'm not too interested in dealing with them. I did see a glimpse of what they did to that big fella you hanged out with.
Sword thinks back on it. That man was, emotionally destroyed.
Indeed.
That snail is dangerous. Sunflower looks down. Yeah, that snail man is shockingly scary. Hold on, I'm gonna go see to something just really quick. Sunflower floats away. I'll be back. You can trust me, they say as they float out the door.
Do you trust them?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
They vanish. And, somewhere else, Shinpei comes to in actually quite the odd scenario. But first, let's focus on, where is it? Hey, Christian.
Hello. Hello.
You,
Yes.
Noctua, you've been hanging out and, like, watching the day's events unfold. It's strange. While you're here, at least, your body doesn't feel tired or drained or anything like that. You watch all these events transpire, you watch all this play out with Sola. Sasha looks down. They'll probably be here pretty soon.
No.
Hmm.
You mean them or other people?
Them.
Ah,
So-
okay.
You'll have a chance to talk again.
Ah, that sounds good.
Sasha stands up.
Hmm.
And then she's gonna let's play her normal theme. She stands up and slowly lifts something up, puts it down on her head. Plop. Then starts to walk over. If you could wait just a little while longer, I'll tell you everything I know. I just think they deserve to know too.
Ah, I see. You want to tell everyone.
Nods.
He gotta puts his hand up. Very well. I'll hold my oath here. No talking about that till, well, they show up. He kind of thinks a little bit. I was gonna ask a question, but
She tilts her head. I'd be happy to answer it.
it feels a little. I feel like I'd be digging into that question for a little early, so I don't know.
It's okay. She slightly smiles.
I was just thinking about guardianship and all that stuff,
Oh?
They were talking about it. It's kind of interesting. I never, I sure didn't think too much about, like, it in a negative light or thinking about leaving it gone. Of course, it kind of felt bad to leave everything behind, but I mean, sounds like everyone's like that whole guardian beyond time when everyone's left stuff.
Yeah.
Did you did you manage to have a choice in that matter for being able to become someone for this place?
Sasha shakes her head. This is the only place I've ever known.
You gotta... when I really think about it that way, it's kind of hard to... When something's all you ever known, it can get kind of frustrating to have to uphold it or anything like that. Because, I mean, there could be something else you'll have a lot more out there. Or maybe just, you know... I think I found a lot of things I like a lot more, and it's actually helped me figure out a bit more what I liked about the place in the past.
There are places you like more than your homeland?
Yeah, for different reasons, for different things. Ooh, food-wise, there's some really, really good food in different places in the world, I'll tell you that much. Climate-wise, too. There's some really good climate. A lot more north of Raoji. It's really hot in the summers down south, but
She
get a bit
sits
more
back
north.
down next to you and is just like, happily listening along.
Yeah. Oh, Sasha, have you ever seen snow?
She shakes her head.
Oh, it's something. Okay. Have you ever heard of snow?
She nods.
Okay. He kind of like he takes a single finger and kind of holds up a side of her hair. Looks just like this sometimes, just splendidly white and all over. It snows just when you wake up and you see all that snow out there, it's rather beautiful in the mornings. It's
She seems to listen along, and like as you point to her hair, she like freezes for a second and then looks back down at it, recognizing that it's white, and then like as you go on, unwinds again.
He kind of continues on a bit. He just tells her a few small little stories about what it's like to wake up, deal with snow, all that stuff, how it compares to dealing with a hot summer day, and all sorts of stuff like that. But I have to say, I really did like it. Even if it wasn't... I guess that's one thing. Even if it feels weird or strange, or doesn't feel like home entirely, I still liked it. Still liked it a lot. And there were some nice things to appreciate about it, too.
She listens to all this and sort of like smiles a little bit. Said, is it weird that I want to see all these places because I want to be able to tell people about them like you are right now. Like, I don't know. She looks across the room. This is the only place I've ever known. And you're telling me about all of these other places that exist beyond these walls, beyond these shores. And I can almost see and feel myself there, even though I don't know what snow looks like or feels like. I want to do that for other people. She looks down. I want to... Is it selfish to want to be a legend, but also I kind of want to... I kind of want to do what that snail guy was doing, too.
Well, no, it's not strange. He kind of like, actually, no, you should... Sasha, I think that's a great thing. That man, Shinpei, he was a legend, too. He is a legend.
Really?
Yeah, of course. He kind of stops. He like, now. They would not send an average scholar to come and try to keep track of me, the great Noctua. That man is a legendary scholar.
You can be a scholar and a legend at the same time?
Absolutely. You can be a legendary scholar, a legendary warrior, a legendary poet. Legendary status is not one owned simply by martial strength. There's a ton of different things that all have their own peaks, all have their own status. Being a legend in itself is not something that is simply due to some mythological feat of strength.
Well, I heard about what he said to you, and
Mm-hmm.
I kind of bothered me a bit because I I don't think you should lose the right to explain your legend just because it's focused on you, you know? Like you're the one who was there and you lived those stories. So
Mm-hmm.
if I was you, I'd write a bunch and I'd tell people my story. If I was Shinpei, I'd go out there and I'd get in adventures of my own.
Oh, so you look at both of us and you think you want to strike that balance.
Yeah, she nods. She's like, if you don't wanna write those stories, that's okay because you're good at telling them.
He kind of nods his head there. Yes, I have very little interest in writing them myself, but telling them, I enjoy that. However, just because I don't want to do that, well, sounds like you have your own niche that you'd prefer yourself to fill. You look at that, and when you think, I liked the way they did this, but I'd much better think it'd be able to do it like this. Well, that's a kind of passion that can feel your own desires. I think it's okay. In fact, I encourage it.
She looks down and sort of nods along, and it's funny. Something about Sasha's changed a lot. Like she was just earlier, she was full of despair to the point that she wasn't very clearly considering the future, but now she's talking about what she wants to do again coming up. So you can feel that change. It's weird. Like it almost feels like she's regaining some of that energy she had on the beach, but now it isn't desperate is the best way to put it.
Before there was a desire to be happy above all else, and now there's this kind of like
An
slow
ignoring
feeling
reality,
of like it's not like the despair is gone, but it's not in charge.
Yeah,
It's like a feeling of like it's more complete. It's mature.
Yeah, Sasha's no longer ignoring reality to pursue this happiness. She's just going along with it. And you sit and you converse a while longer about what Sasha would write, how, and why. And with that, we're gonna call a break. Stop that.
We're recording. Hey guys, we totally didn't fuck off and play Genshin for an hour.
We totally played Genshin for an hour. It was great. we're gonna play Baron Bunny volleyball next time. It's gonna rule.
Yeah.
Okay, so a few things are gonna happen in order, pretty quick. So let's just hop right to it. So Ansler, Sola, and Sword, you all exit Sola's house, and you look at the area in front of you. Apparently, Sunflower said that the island got much worse while you weren't paying attention, but at least this area seems fine. There seems to be, like, Sola, looking around, you're pretty good at hunting creatures, and you're used to picking up their tracks. You see immediately in front of you, something's been through here. A lot of somethings, a lot of footfalls.
Answer takes 3 steps forward and looks across the way. Is that another one of the Silver God's abodes?
I actually don't see a map.
Ooh, okay.
Shift ping. I keep on getting lost in darkness here too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, it's straight across the way. And the answer's yes.
Let's see. Ansler takes a few steps forward, stops, thinks to himself, "Wait, where's my armor?"
Oh, do you want me to go get that? Sorry, it was over here.
Are you gonna suit up?
Yes.
Okay.
Sola dips in, grab the armor for him. Yeah, sorry, man.
Oh, it's fine. I forgot myself. He looks across the way. I do wish to investigate that Silver God's home, though. Given what happened last time, we're in one of her domains.
Yeah, have you seen them at all?
Not since I woke up in the coral reef last. Last I saw her was atop that tower.
Huh. Alright. it's weird because her presence is just so present all the time, like everything she leaves around.
It's so funny. Sola says that. You haven't seen the Silver God once, but to Sola, hey! You go inside and you travel into the Silver God's cave and you find someone there.
Come on, Silver God. Come on. Oh.
You find Lexi sitting on a pile of crates reading something. Hey, Lexi.
Oh, hello. Oh.
You probably aren't hey, hi, because you have found page 2. It's been more properly returned to you by the snail soldiers. Again. And with that, all of the memories come flooding back of the day before, or I guess the cycle before. You remember Noctua and you remember what you learned.
Lexi is slumped against the crates, just looks like he's almost unconscious. His eyes are open, he's staring up at nothing and just almost unmoving.
Ansler kind of steps up a bit. What's the matter?
Oh.
Hello!
A look crosses Sola's face, and she's like, "Oh, I think he's remembering something." And she like silently walks up next to him.
They're all gone. They're all gone.
Who?
He doesn't really look at you. It's like he's not really aware that you're there. They are dead. The entire kingdom, the entire city. And I know how they all died. And his eyes are creased and the light in them looks dim. I caused it.
Head tilts. What do you mean you caused it?
Responds to your question mechanically, as though it were any other query. I was the repository of knowledge for a city kingdom of called Tenrek. Knowledge was obtained and taught by me, and our civilization progressed. And now, all of it is dead because of knowledge I gained and taught them.
Ansler's gonna think to himself, actually. Does he know the name of Tenrek?
No, no, you don't. It obviously doesn't have anything to do with anything supernatural, because if it had something to do with that, you'd know about it, frankly. You're actually something of an expert in dead kingdoms and lost places. Your organization's kind of about that. This one doesn't ring a bell, so you can safely eliminate it from your list, or it just happened a very long time ago.
Ansler walks up a bit, looks Lexian in the eye, and goes,
He seems to be looking through you.
Do you blame yourself?
It would not have been possible without me.
Ansler is going to pop his helmet off, actually.
Oh, okay. Alright, gotcha.
Thank you. Ansler is going to lean in a bit and go, listen, I don't know much about you, and I don't know much about this Tenrak place. However, I'll make one thing very clear. I'm of the personal opinion that if one were to give someone something, and if they were to fall due to that, the one who gave them said gift is not at fault for their falling.
Sword
He looks
smiles.
He slowly turns towards you, but he still doesn't look like he's looking at you. Would you give an infant a weapon?
Course not.
Even if you did not know at the time what the weapon was, or how dangerous it was capable of being.
Unfortunately,
If that infant died,
Go ahead.
you would be the one responsible.
Sola lightly puts a hand at Lexi's back. It has no weight behind it. It's just like almost not touching, but it's there.
There is no way to know if something will become dangerous, if something will cause the death of another. That is an unfortunate part of this whole world, I suppose. In the end, everything is what people make use of it. And every person will make use of it a different way. Say, for example, in
what
my
if-
line of work. Go on ahead.
And what if? He's looking up at the ceiling again. It were not only your occupation, but your entire purpose to know exactly what you were giving them.
Roll to die real quick. Ah, perfect.
Oh boy!
Then I'd say I would try again and do better next time.
With who?
Someone new.
Everyone is dead.
So find someone new.
At that, he kind of looks like he's blinking a little bit. And he kind of looks at you for the first time and says, I have no way of preventing it from happening again. I cannot let that happen again.
So work towards not letting it happen again. Sitting around and moping on your seat isn't going to get anything done. If anything, it's only going to hurt more.
It kind of crumples inwards. Yeah, yes. Sort of tilts to his feet. Right. New. Right now, need to find Sasha.
And oh, you go. Sola first.
Oh, okay. At the mention of Sasha, Sola's face, which was already just kind of like wrinkled up, just drops and she goes a little pale. Sasha? I forgot Sasha.
Sola?
I let her go. I let her go after you. And now she's gone.
Lexi looks like he's a little lost, and he blinks and he goes, Sola, I don't think...
I was gonna go after you and I got distracted. I'm not very good at protecting people, am I? And her hand actually drops from Lexi's back.
Oh.
Oh, relax, you two. She's fine.
You sense a flare behind Sword for a moment. Like, for a second, he's like, Ugh.
Oh
Hey.
God, stop wallowing in self-pity, dear God. She's with Noctua, just chill.
She is?
They're together?
Yes.
A
You...
lot of questions.
They're watching
now,
us
Lexi.
right now. I mean, there's not really much point in being too concerned. You've seen that man. I'm sure
They
she's
are?
fine while they're there. Yes.
Lexi's like looking around.
His soul's just like, wait, what the fuck?
This island is a strange case, as you might have seen. Space doesn't work quite right here. They're currently resting in an inn.
An inn?
Oh.
Are you saying, is there an inn on this island?
No,
How do we get there?
I don't know.
But she's
I
with
see.
Noctua.
You two are like, oh, wait, what? Shit, wait, what?
Lexi's kind of like shaking his head, like puts a hand to his temple and is like, she's with Sasha's with Noctua. Kind of goes through your emotions. Noctua will keep her safe.
This...
Yeah,
She's
Noctua was
safe.
good at that.
Oh. So that hurts to say.
For Lexi to say.
And almost like as this revelation comes to light, one of those snail soldiers runs in. Hey, you looks back at Lexi, who immediately collapsed after getting the book that this soldier was supposed to give along. I came back to see if you were good, but it seems like you're already busy, so I'll just come back. And then he stops and then he turns around. Wait. Looks at Ansler. You're that guy.
Which guy?
Wait, no. Looks at all of you. Can you come see Scholar Blade Shinpei with me? Just come on.
Lexi looks at Ansel like you ding dong ditched him.
So remembering the last conversation with Shinpei is like, yeah, that guy.
Ansler pops his helmet back on.
Yeah, sorta. Here, I got ya. Actually, puts a hand on your shoulder as you take a step to go. Do you trust me?
To a degree, yes.
For now, leave me with that one. Motions towards Lexi with his head.
What?
I have something I want to say.
Very well. Ansler walks up to Lexi. You.
Yes.
Plants a sword in the ground super hard.
Oh, he is not going to
Take
be
care
able
of
to do
this.
that. Lexi's just like, but what? I can't,
It's fine, nobody
Like-
can lift it normally. Get used to it.
oh. Alright? Lexi's like, doesn't no fucking clue what he's supposed to do, like,
Yeah.
expects the sword, like, tries to, like, experimentally puts a hand on the handle very carefully to see if anything happens.
The snail soldier's gonna lead Ansler at the very least to Shinpei. Sola, do you want to go with?
Sure.
Yeah, so it'll be Ansler and Sola then, and then Sword talking to Lexi. Excellent. Okay, so we're gonna focus on Shinpei first. You come into the main cave and you notice that the character shifted radically out here.
Cool.
Like a lot. You notice the Scholar Blade flanked by snail soldiers with actually a few of these dead monk creatures around. Shinpei seems winded, but the soldiers are actively wounded.
Sword would be distraught seeing that you had gotten so many of these without him.
Sort of leads you up. Oh, You two, okay. I've been filled in more or less on the situation. I'm lucky our cannoneer is so clear of mind that I am made aware of the, perhaps, the altered state of this island. He looks over at the two of you. I would like to speak to you both, actually.
Very well.
Alright.
What do you want to speak of?
He looks around. Normally this is the part where I'm supposed to be actively seeking out where Noctua is, but frankly, he's less of my concern right now. I wish to know the nature of this island and why it behaves the way it does. Also, I want to know more about the both of you.
Very well.
He snaps his fingers. The sail soldiers rush off again. They prepare a plate of tea. He sits down in the middle of the battlefield and motions around for you to sit with him.
This again.
Chancellor plops up and just crashes his big ass armor down.
I'll warn you, since you, at the very least, are not Raujin. He focuses in on Ansler and then looks over to Sola. I'm not sure where you're from. But a discussion like this is just as dangerous as any battle. Prepare your wits and your mind as best you can. He focuses in and then pours the tea. He's going to look at the both of you. I'm trying to characterize this island. I want to know who's been drawn here and why. Everyone so far seems to be following a singular purpose. So, I'll start with you. He focuses in on Sola. What is your purpose? For what ideal do you live? He states very bluntly, which is a big thing to ask a person.
Yeah, Sola, who has been through a lot today.
Yeah.
Just like, I like fighting stuff and making food. He looks around nervously.
But for what reason? What reason lies beyond the fighting? Everyone picks up a blade for a reason, whether it's instinct, like something in their subconsciousness is driving them to pick up the blade, or they strive towards a goal. I want to know what that goal is.
I just looking to enjoy myself, I guess.
Personal pleasure in that case. Interesting. He snaps his fingers and another soldier runs over and gives him a book. If I'm not mistaken, you are from a border town, Amari Village, correct?
Yeah, somewhat. I actually just remembered I was not even from there. I was always a wanderer.
His expression falls for a second. That actually does not match with our records. Please continue on.
Yeah, I stayed there for a few years, so I call it a home. It's the only stationary home I've ever had. It's not where I'm originally from, though. She pulls out the compass and just kind of holds it.
Ansler, you look over at that compass, and as you do, you feel like this has shaken Sola to a certain extent, but you helped her reclaim a huge part of who she was in the process. Almost confirmed by the presence of the various Raujin around her, it seems like she's regained a bit of her identity now that she's realizing I'm not from Rauji. I'm not a guardian. I forgot Sasha. All these questions build and build, but you feel like you're helping Sola get that much closer to the truth. He focuses in on the compass. If you're not from Rauji, that's actually quite the oddity. Did you know for a time you were being considered to be one of the champions?
What?
He nods.
No. I mean, it was maybe like somewhat 2 years I stayed in Amori before I went on again, but
it's great deeds of valor, Solaris, that draw the eye of that draw the eyes of the gods. Your
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, you go.
Sola scratches her head. I don't remember doing anything that glorious. I fought some monsters, showed everyone how I fought things, shared some cooking knowledge I had. I mean, it was pretty basic stuff.
he almost smiles and then pours a cup of tea. As I told our mutual friend Noctua, it is not up to the legend to determine the value of their own tale. Valor is not something that is determined by the actor, but instead those who receive the benefits of that valor. He pours you both a cup of tea.
I don't think I understand.
As such, it's like this. The people look up to you. You are a concentration of hope, and that hope is something that the gods value in turn. Something about the way he says that, the people look up to you, you are a concentration of hope, makes you feel kind of squiggly. So, he sort of, like, picks up a cup of tea himself and starts to drink. Our records, as it relates to you, are inaccurate. There are a multitude of reports, but Amari itself it's outside of our domain at the very least. So, if you wish, he snaps his fingers again. One of them runs over with a book and hands it over to you. If you wish to see what the people of Amari wrote about you and what they wished of you, you may read this. It's yours.
Thank you. Sola pockets it, because she's not gonna read it right now.
Yeah. He nods along. Well, just as a true champion would. The Hawk would likely love your disposition. The fact that you are doing this for personal gratification is likely compatible. He shakes his head, but I can't claim to know completely the character of the gods. If you ever want to return to Rauchi, I'm sure they would be eager to speak to you. If not to make you a champion, then at the very least a guardian again. Sola, roll to die. Okay, yeah, tell me what you're locking in.
It's funny, because blue is her highest here.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Tell me what that means. Tell me how she's feeling.
So she's still not... I'll lock in blue, but she's not... She's feeling a little, like she still doesn't like the idea of being a guardian, because she's still thinking, I don't really feel like I'm protecting people, but she likes the idea that maybe she could. That maybe other people see that in her. So she kind of pats the book in her pocket. She's like, all right, maybe, yeah, okay.
He nods. I believe I have in summary your character. If you discover more about yourself, please don't hesitate to speak to me. His awful amber eyes settle in on you, Ansler. And you.
Yes.
I noticed some iconography on your armor. Tell me, what organization are you from?
I'm afraid I cannot tell you.
Is it a covert group? He shakes his head. I would be wasting my time to ask about the nature of the secrecy of your organization. At the very least, I want to know if it's from within my own jurisdiction. Are you Raujian?
The main base is not, however, we do have people in Rauji.
He nods. Okay. That's worth considering at the very least. So, I'm wondering, why are you here? State your objective for me.
I am here to make sure that whatever the hell is causing this chaos on this island, it is dealt with, destroyed, and an order is restored.
Give me a roll to die really quick when you do that.
Very well.
Okay. Choose what you're locking in.
Locking in. Blue.
Okay. He thinks about that. Well, you are a rogue agent in this. Solaris is someone that I'm aware of. Even to a certain extent, I am now aware of Alexion. And Noctua himself is a subject of study that I am increasingly aware of by the day. There's a mixture of respect and disgust in the way he says that.
Yes.
He
If I were to guess right about now, he's probably laughing at you.
Meanwhile, me even tied in.
The truth is, he started laughing 10 minutes ago and is only losing lung capacity as he speaks.
He picks at one of his doinkers for a second, a shockingly unput together bit of conduct. He looks at you. Convince me that you, an unknown quantity, are capable of taking on this job. You said that you can get rid of this anomaly. I have no reason to trust you are not part of it.
That's a fair point. You don't. I can, however. He actually pops his helmet off.
Just...
I can confirm to you, for one, that I am human. Unlike, he gestures over to these things. I am here to make sure I solve this situation. However, you may not like the way I go about it, admittedly. I've already struck a deal with one of the things on this island.
He tilts his head.
A being known as the Sunflower. It tells me that if I were to take it to that large tower, it will explain the rest of the truth of this island to me.
He nods along at that. Give me a roll to do.
Okay.
And Shinpei will get his roll to die. Oh boy! Okay.
Fuck you, Shinpei. Get me
fuck
down.
you, Shinpei. He's gonna lock in this red. So yeah, he basically tell me what you want to do. You can set Shinpei to a certain color. You can cause him direct damage. You can lock Shinpei out of a certain color, or you can deal direct damage to him.
You may not use yellow, Shinpei.
Shinpei is locked out of yellow. He thinks about this a bit more. You've struck it. You're able to communicate with these creatures.
Of course.
Well, that in itself is highly suspicious. The nature of this sunflower eludes me. I'm not one to consort with beings supernatural and awful. They are. He looks down. Creatures like that are manifestations of the world's evil.
I see. However,
Yeah. He's gonna try to hit you back really fast.
okay, go for it.
He's gonna roll, and then we're gonna see how this goes. Doink, doink, doink. Okay, beat that.
You got it.
Roll to die. Oh
yeah, I beat
boy, you beat it because rolls to die win. Thank you for reminding me of that rule, Christian. Yeah,
You say-
he asserts that go.
You say that you don't trust the supernatural.
He nods.
However, I feel as if I could say the same for many things in your Raujin culture. Your gods, your yokai. Would you not call those supernatural?
He nods. The gods have collected all of the good within the world. They are.
And what's to say that things here have not done so as well?
He thinks about it. And then, yeah, give me a roll. Roll to do. Let's see how he takes this. Okay. God, okay. Just gonna roll to die. Okay. He
Take
is...
damage!
he takes damage! He takes damage to swap to blue. What you call it? He get, and that is not an actual 21 because the yellow's locked out.
Yeah.
Let me lock yellow for him really quick. Okay. He takes a substantial amount of damage, 10 damage from that. He recoils for a second. For a moment, I thought you were going to assert that our gods were shallow illusions and all that. The frustrating default argument of people in these lands.
A few days ago, I would have indeed given you that argument. However, I had an encounter with a certain champion in a hot spring.
Yo! Shinpei thinks about that and scratches the side of his head. Well, I'll admit, you saying it's locational is something that I've never considered before. The separation of... He starts to think over it. It's almost like you gave Shinpei a little bit of a breakthrough. That is a very good point, actually. Perhaps that could actually be an object of my study. Determining the value of... Sorry, I'm getting distracted. He almost seems to be enjoying that idea. Like you just opened his eyes a little bit more. Wow. In that case, I would like to meet this sunflower creature myself. He thinks about that a little bit more. And I could determine their qualities with my own eyes. But he looks over at you. In that case, would you allow me to accompany you?
Well, as I see it right now, at the start of this I intended to have nobody accompany me, but now I have 4 people accompanying me, so I can't see how much more one more would do harm.
You acquiesce, and weirdly, Shinpei immediately backs off. He's really wrestling with that last point you made.
Fucking easy. I don't see where you had the problem at, Noctua.
Shinpei takes a step backwards and he thinks about it. He's like, okay. He starts to discuss with these all. Very well then. Thank you for this discussion. And thank you for agreeing to my demands. They start to scoot around and they collect the tea set. And Shinpei takes a step forward and bows.
Ansler is actually going to try to be respectful for once and is going to return said bow. It's not gonna be a good bow. It's gonna be like one of those shitty bows that foreigners do, where it's like
that's fun.
a half angle.
Do it. Give me a roll
Roll
to
to
bow.
do. Yeah, roll to bow.
Yeah, give me a roll to bow.
Nat 1, come on. Fuck!
Oh my god. Yeah, you do great. You and Shinpei, you just vibe. Best bros. Shinpei then stands up. Wow. If it comes to it, you said this sunflower. Are they here with you now?
Not currently. A little while back it scurried off somewhere. However, it promised me it would come back, and if it doesn't and I find it before it does come back, I intend to give it a good shaking.
You state this and then expectantly look at the darkness. We'll follow that up later. Let's talk about what's happening over here. You all are gone. Lexi, you look down at the sword. You feel like the sword is looking back at you judgmentally. And as you grow increasingly attuned to it, this big, gross, nasty-ass sword that is now jammed through the solid stone feels like it's judging you. It's almost calling out to you, telling you to grab it.
Lexi, like, he's been looking around the thing, going like just taking it in as he does normally whenever he encounters an object of interest. And then he's gonna cautiously extend a fingertip to touch the handle.
You touch the handle and suddenly you see the white-haired man that has always been in front of you. Hi there.
Ah! He pulls his hand away, immediately stops
Vanished.
seeing it. Pauses for a moment, puts his hand back on. I apologize.
He's looking at you pretty closely.
Are you the one who Ansler speaks to?
He nods. And then he's like stepping around you looking.
I don't quite understand why he doesn't wish to explain about you.
It's because I'm a frustrating person. He
Ah,
states it as if he's aware.
He takes that like it's a note and then just has no other reaction.
I've been curious. You said you were a creature created for the sake of knowledge, right?
He thinks back. I cannot say I was created intentionally. That has always been my purpose.
He looks back, and then he leans back up against the sword and looks you dead in the eye. You can only keep track of one of his. He leans in. Earlier, all that stuff you said about the place you came from, Tenrek, was it?
Yes.
They're all gone, right?
They died. He looks like his feathers kind of wilt down. There was knowledge of, we called it the universal particle. And when it was split.
Well,
and the city was destroyed. And those who survived, I, like myself, was sheltered from the initial destruction, but every single person, living thing, died after.
He hears that. He thinks on it. And that's knowledge you gave them, correct?
He nods. I am not capable of interpreting knowledge, but of extrapolating exactly, but not artistically. But if you were to tell me that 1 and 1 are 2, I could then continue adding to infinity, if that makes any sense.
He nods to that. Now, what I'm curious about is, because this affects me a lot, so unfortunately, I'm greedy and very selfish. If, honestly, whatever happens in the world, I couldn't give a damn about. Ansler's the one who cares. But if it affects me, I'm invested. He leans in a bit. Do you remember what came before Tenrek? What were you before that?
He blinks. I did not exist as a being. Tenrek already existed when I was born, although it changed over the years with use of my abilities.
So you were created there, more or less. Okay, so our situations are a little different. He looks almost a little frustrated at that.
What was your situation?
See, this is the part that bothers me. I don't know how long I've existed for, and all that was eaten away. I came from a small town called Waterfall, and they didn't give it a proper name because they knew it wouldn't last. I lived up on a mountain near there. Years and years and years. Not too many people bothered me. I've been told I was something of a menace to the people who lived there. So, one day they got tired of fighting me and decided to chain me down someplace. They gave me offerings, various paltry things to keep the mountain god at bay. He sits down and folds his legs.
Lexi sits down cross-legged. Also, I forgot to do this at the end of last one, but his red is currently locked. That's his teaching stat.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yup.
He looks at you, but those people, they blame me for every single misfortune that fell on the village. Curse of the mountain god and all that. I must be angry again. I must be hungry. They fed me, but they also put all of their sin, all of their hatred into me. He drums his fingers. So, I see a guy in your situation. I see someone who, society decided to lean on a little too much, and I start to see myself, and it pisses me off. His eye flares up again. The way I see it, I'm a pretty sad creature. I wound up shouldering all of that sin. People started to tell me stuff like, oh, he almost says a name, and then he loses it. Ugh. They would tell me that if the crops failed, or if there was a bad haul that day, that it was my fault. Made him give me extra stuff, but at the end of it, all that good stuff that you take credit for, that burns away far faster than all the bad they lump on you. And he looks you dead in the eyes again. So unfortunately, I'm still shouldering all of that sin. All that damn greed and hunger. That's me. He pokes himself in the chest. And he looks at you a little more closely. I think you're a far sadder creature than I am, though.
Seems to, be completely taken aback at that. Because it's he was clearly, listening to this and thinking, God, how pitiable, honestly. And it's obvious on his face. It is this, and it is they attributed misfortune to you and changed your nature. That was beyond your control.
He nods. Absolutely the case. But I'm lucky enough that they gave me a job that I hated. He looks you dead in the eyes. Keeper of knowledge. That's something somebody could get lost in. That's something that people could encourage you endlessly without a hint of the bad. Listen, all beings that exist, no matter what purpose we're given, we're more than just that simple job, you know? I fight tooth and nail every single day to be more than that sin that they lumped on me. I try to be fun. I try to tell jokes. He relaxes back, but I wouldn't
God,
be
I love
that.
him.
but I wouldn't be that. I wouldn't be a fraction of that if they gave me a good job. I'd just lose myself in it. So, I'm lucky some big dumbass came to my woods someday and decided to beat the ever-loving shit out of me. he thinks on that a little bit more because even though he's the only one that can see it, and still put all that work into making sure I'm different, that I'm not just the job I got given. So, when I see you, and I see your heart so damn broken by the job they gave you, I get kind of mad. he focuses in even more. Like I said, I'm greedy. I'm kind of a shitty person when it comes down to it. And ultimately, when I see a bunch of people lump something like that on someone, I don't want to see them win. I don't want to see you take that away.
Lexi's gonna to die. I'm gonna see what his yellow is. Oh, it's not bad. Alexion has one hand on the blade, and he has his other just on his leg, and it kind of curls into a little fist, and he looks down, and he's like, "What do you do if you cannot be anything but what you've been?"
He kind of smiles on that at that. The fact that you're even asking that question actually gives me hope that you're already moving in that direction. Basically, a little earlier. Do you remember when Sola patted you?
Yes.
And do you remember when Ansler told you to stop moping?
Yes.
Do you remember what happened when they talked about, what was her name again? Sasha! He remembers!
He says it at the same time.
All of that is worth, I guess, if thinking's what you're best at, maybe think on that for a bit. Think about the fact that someone who should honestly be devouring you is telling you to stop moping. Something about you endeared you to me and also to him. Trust me, he's much harder. He says, picking at his chin.
Lexi says me. Like, it's a word he's never said before.
If you're told non-stop what you are for a very long time, and trust me, I've gotten very used to that, it becomes hard to see yourself. But, and this is the part that's hard, it's hard a lot of the time, if there are other people around, you can see shadows of the self in them. Rather than trying to look into this abyss that has been darkened by others, take a look at the reflections you see in them. He kind of smiles a little bit. Do people smile when they see you? What do they say to you? How do they react to you? Piece it together from that. Start to rebuild that light bit by bit. He taps the sword at his back. Wish I could do the same. I'm just stuck in here.
Lexi looks completely taken aback, but as Sword says that, he looks Sword in the eyes and smiles and says, "You seem to be doing it already."
I have a lot of time to think, really. In fact, I'm not good at the learning thing. I'm all instinctual, so I spend most of my time talking to Ansler, and believe it or not, he's a fantastic conversation partner. You can determine a lot from his various grunts. Speaking of which, tap, 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 somebody comes back in.
One moment, if you don't mind, Ansler. But he's clearly a little self-conscious now that Ansler's there staring. He stops and he thinks. Learning from others since meeting Sasha and Noctua, I feel, and Sola, even the Silver God, I feel as though I have learned things I did not know I did not know. Is this your... is that kind of knowledge enough? And he looks like he's asking permission.
Yeah, he looks at you and then very, very slowly nods. You're a book, right? It's the part of leaving that stuff out is the reason people don't like books. I think you should try to be a book people like.
That... oh my god, that fucking ripple goes through him, and he says, "Thank you for teaching me."
Oh, don't call me a teacher. I don't even know how to read. He gets bashful. Now,
think
just
I have learned anything. That is not a good indicator for if someone has knowledge worth learning.
Well, there are a lot of places of the world that could do with your wisdom. I can see why you were a good teacher. You flattered him slightly, and he's like, yes, no, I am pretty good. He's blushing.
Lexi shakes his head and says, "I think Ansler was correct. I think I do need to try again. To become someone who has the knowledge worth teaching that I've learned today."
Sword straightens up. That's the long and short of it, I guess. Well, what's the saying? No better time than the present. So, why don't ask someone? Like, talk to Sola. Ask what she's about more. Look at Ansler. You could ask him about his hobbies. He loves that. It's his favorite topic. Come on. Let him in on your secret, just a little bit.
Lexi kind of is starting to smile a little bit and just... yes. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Oh, come on. Don't thank me too much. I'm supposed to be the big boogeyman on the mountain. The more thanks I get, the weaker I get or something. I don't know. People don't say nice stuff about me very often. He's blushing!
Lexi's just smiling at him and just... you are doing quite well at something other than your original purpose, then.
He thinks on that for a second. Yes, I'll admit, adapting to the modern fashion of the day as well has been a fun distraction. Ansler gave me tips.
Huh?
Really?
Yes. Mortal fashion was never my strong suit. To tell you the truth, I lived most of my life with absolutely nothing on. And they made me put pants on and over.
Oh, you too!
Yes, the whole clothes thing. It's silly.
It's very peculiar, since I do not contain any of the parts that they would necessarily wish to cover.
Exactly. Dumb inadequacies. Well, he stops himself. You know what? That's not an important conversation. I don't need to share you the details of my own anatomy. He brings up the side of his head. Regardless, Ansler has opinions on things. I'm sure you'll, maybe you'll see some of yourself reflected in his eyes as I do with mine. He looks you dead in the eyes.
I love them.
About then, Sola reemerges, coming down the way. A certain glimmering orb held in hand.
Hey, look who I found.
Oh.
Yeah,
How did they abscond?
I was scouting the area. Listen, the island's gotten bad.
She bounces it.
Listen, it's not my fault, I swear. I swear.
Ansler walks up and leans in. Well then, where'd you go?
I took a look topside, actually. Also, I snuck past that snail guy. He's around. He scares
Oh, I'm
me.
aware. I've already spoken with him.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants to speak with you.
No, I don't want to talk to him.
You're going to have to. He's at our party now.
Sola, throw me down the hallway. I'm escaping.
Don't let him do that.
You too.
Fine. They pout. Sword looks up to Lexi. Well, if you're ever looking for a conversation partner, just grab the sword again. This whole thing wouldn't work with a normal human, but I seem to be surrounded by anything but normal humans. He looks around at the group. Strange island.
You are correct. And I look forward to it.
He smiles at you.
Lexi smiles back.
Also, tell Ansler to come pick me up.
Of course. Answer's already walking up. Lexi retracts his hand.
Ansler just gets the sword right out of the ground. I'm assuming you two had a good conversation.
Yes, I did.
Yes. Talking
Well.
over him.
Yeah, though I'd argue that any conversation with me is good.
What?
Oh.
Ansler,
Yes?
do you have any hobbies?
Stops.
He's asking.
Why do you want to know?
I looks down, looks back up. I would like to learn things I did not know I needed to know. And I would like to get to know you.
Fine.
Hey, you know what's fun? Before we went on these missions, you usually tell me what people don't need to know, and it sounds like he just requested exactly that. Tell him about the weddings. Tell him about that part you don't want anyone to know.
Shush you! He goes, listen, if you wish to know of my hobbies, I tend to have a passion for planning events, of which I will not specify what they are.
Oh.
Really? I had the opportunity to work with several event planners in Tenrec. I have catalogs of their events and some of the plans. If you would care to examine any of them or compare notes, as it were.
Sure.
Imagine this. He has knowledge of a lost civilization related to how they do marriage ceremonies. That's something that literally no one else has. That could be you.
Lexi, continuing not knowing Sword is talking. Yes, so these are the ones where we call the naming rituals, which are generally took place 1 year after the child was born. But of course, there were the birth ceremonies as well. Just keeps fucking going.
And so going he's actually pretty interested, you can tell, but also he's going fucking crazy because he has two people talking in each ear at the same time right now. and it's fucking driving him nuts.
This is what Ansler has to live with on a daily basis, and suddenly his grunt makes a lot more sense. You leave and you reunite with your snail friend on your way out of the
Pretty
cave.
whack, right?
You can tell that this is the true route because we used the true loading screen.
Yeah. Truths of the
You,
world are crazy, right?
Truths of the world are whack, right?
Yeah.
You see this shit, Ansler?
You see the shit Ansler.
Pretty whack.
Let's grab this theme. You reunite with your little posse at the entrance to the cave. The air outside seems different, almost choked with a heavy character. So, this is everyone then.
Yeah. Everyone except for the two in the inn.
Yes, that's the oddity.
And the silver god.
Ah, yes, her. Speaking of her, I can't help but wonder what the hell she's up to right now. Sunflower, you said she's gathering territory.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. I don't know exactly why, but she's just moved across the island, putting down flags and basically saying, this area's mine. I don't know what their end goal is, or even if they have one, but I can't look in those areas. Everything that I touch on the island is because, I was built into this place. Almost injected into it. Silver God takes those areas and makes it theirs.
Nevertheless, it does concern me. There's also that second Silver God running amok.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh yeah. There's a second Silver God, calls himself Silver God of Ornus. Big skeleton. Real gross looking.
Ornus.
They were not pleasant.
Ornus having the audacity to call their creations gods. Looks over at Sunflower. Sunflower perks up. You know what? I actually kind of agree with that. At most, we're familiars.
The Ornesians. Yeah, Answer kind of speaks up. The Ornesians enjoyed creating things that they would then name gods, mostly because they wanted to rule over such things. They had a bit of a concept of where they were at. Their rulers and leaders were considered to be even greater than that of gods. To them, at the very least.
This pisses Shinpei off. Sunflower perks up a little bit. I can say at the very least I don't have any misgivings about what I am exactly. I'm a familiar created for the specific purpose of preserving life. I'm not on the same level as those familiars. She trails off.
Well, he kind of thinks to himself a bit. Alright, we need a quick plan of where we travel. I say first we head to the Silver God's home, the first one, and then we head to the tower. Does that sound alright with everyone?
If
Yeah.
the silver god was not in either their... The silver god was not in either of their forges so far. If there is anywhere they should be, that seems the best place to look for them.
Yeah,
Yes.
hopefully we find them there.
You gather up.
Lexi,
Oh,
like,
you go.
Lexi just puts a paper light hand on Sola's back and kind of tries to smile at her, and there is nothing I can imagine or hypothesize about in existence that could likely trouble them. I'm sure wherever they are doing fine.
Thanks.
You gather up and free yourself from the cave. And as you come out into the night, you notice that the landscape has been peeled back, and it seems like there are almost blossoming red stars on all sides. Ornus is wounded. You can feel it now so clearly. And you step out onto the island proper.
Ansler steps forward a bit.
Oh,
Well, it appeared to me that the path has gotten thinner.
I
you
don't
are correct.
want to worry you more than this already should. All this reeks of that other silver god. It's the same type of thing that I was feeding on earlier. I can taste it on the wind. Sooner or later, we are going to have to settle things with that one.
Agreed.
What is this?
It's, Sword turns around. It's death, pure and simple. Say that to her.
turns around. My compatriot says it's death, pure and simple.
Thank you.
Turns back around.
So
Lexi,
has
who
more
is now
questions, but
aware.
she stops.
Lexi, who is now aware that like the existence of Ansler is talking to you, just goes, "Ah."
Well, that's not entirely fair, actually. A creature steps from the mist. Sola, based on everybody's reactions, this sounds like that other silver god they were talking about, and you're like, that's wrong. It's sweeping from the mist. This horrible, awful red eye focused on you. This isn't death. This is success! It motions back to the big mess. Ah, the completion of our great work. A grand and final summoning. What a good job I did. Takes a step forward, walks over. You know, between you and I was a little upset about this whole false summoning thing. A little pissed off that I wasn't brought forth by a real summoner, but instead just by some discarded wish. Real shame, but motions back to the eyes. When one gets to admire their own handiwork up close, they can't help but be a little thankful, right?
Ansler looks at Silvergod. What do you mean by your own handiwork? As far as I can see, this is just chaos given form.
Fun question. Stops and thinks, looks at the group. Oh, and I see you're still carrying around the little traitor.
Answer the question.
Takes a step back. Earlier, when you called me the Silver God, I thought that title was a little inaccurate. I've been called that before, plenty of times, but I'm known as the Quicksilver Deity. Or, well, the God of Mercury. They lean over. I was an assistant to the main alchemists of Ornis. I'm a familiar of the highest order, meant to help condense and convert Calagite into something a little more useful. My old goal used to be something boring, droll, an elixir of life from Mercury. It killed everybody I touched.
Yeah, quietly in the background, Mercury is highly toxic. As soon as he
It
killed
is!
everybody.
He roars and almost appears like a shadow behind you.
Just immediately hides behind Sola.
Mercury is a form of poison, but poisons, when properly refined and built, could become something of an antidote. They were hoping it's an antidote to aging. Honestly, my work before applying it to people was applying it to vegetation. He gets a faraway look in his eye and starts to walk, imagining something clear as day that almost seems to bleed into the landscape around. All of that twisting, popping mist forming different shapes. Glorious gardens of mercury-wrapped ferns, towering trees that dripped and killed anything they touched. Sits down, cross-legged. I miss that. But you're being traded to a more important job.
Ansler,
I have to say it was more fulfilling.
Ansler kind of walks up and also takes a seat right here. And what was this more important job of yours?
Looks around. There's no reason to hide it. In fact, I would like it if you told as many people as... Hold on! He snaps his fingers. You, pointing to Shinpei, make your little soldiers write this one down. It's important that as many people know as possible. Looks up at the sky, which these towers of twisting miasma are starting to go towards. The final days of Ornis. We The prime familiars were all given a new directive. Divert any and all research, any and all attention, all of our powers towards a singular goal. A single summoning. Apparently, there was an incoming calamity. And through the might of us summoning the grandest familiar of all time, we could avert that calamity. Look at it. He motions to the miasma. This is simply its shadow. The second it touched down on the surface of Ornis, all of that Caligite ignited, and the country was no more. The summoning was a rousing success. You think black, that black flame event.
You know, it doesn't sound too much like a success to me. If they were expecting to save themselves, in the end all of them ended up perishing.
That's not for me to decide. They rewrote my purpose. An elixir of life was changed to a single omnipotent summoning. I accomplished that gloriously. The outcome of it is of no consequence to me. That is not contained within my purpose. Stating this perversion of purpose sends shivers up the spines of you two.
Uh-huh.
And you feel this one getting angry. Why
So-
the angry expressions? He looks back at Anslow. Oh, I'm glad you're keeping it together.
To be perfectly frank, I've seen things like this a few times. I'm not talking about that black miasma. I'm talking about you.
Oh, please go on.
I've seen many of a being go mad from their own purpose, fixating so hard on something that they can't quite possibly achieve. Yet here you are, still going around, driven to madness. Your creators are gone. The only thing you have left is this small pebble of an island.
Looks around. Well, I can't actually deny anything that you're saying. It has to look perfectly mad to your mom. But I'm still here and I'm reveling in this destruction. But so long as a shard of Ornis exists, so do I. I'm part of the memory of this land. I'm one of the ones who lit the fuse. He smiles and draws up to his full height. But there is one frustrating aspect. One that I've picked up wandering around this place. Why was the devastation limited to Ornis? Why is there a barrier around this place, keeping creatures like us, emotions around to everyone here, trapped here? The world should know of my success. I should be congratulated. Whatever we summoned, I know not what became of it. But its blood infuses this land. Its shadow sits across everything we walk across. He points back to this giant building shade behind him. If I could effectively spread this out a little bit more, if I could turn this Isle of Sunflowers into an Isle of Bindings, well, then the world would know of my success, and I could rest just a little bit easier.
I see. So you intend to try to tempt the Beast of Bindings a second time?
Exactly! This time it'll be little more than its footprint, but that's more than enough for a pebble like this. There's still bits of it left scattered around, and this island was infused by the starfall just as much as any other. Oh, it'll be nice. So, I'd like to issue you an invitation. Opens its arms. Come to the depths of the tower. Don't climb it. That's where that blooming academy lies. That's her territory. Motions over to Sunflower. Instead, go down and down and down. That is where the truth of Ornis pulls. Takes a step backwards. If you think it's bad up here, you haven't seen anything yet.
Very well. And now therefore make you target number 1.
I look forward to it. Do me a favor, though. If you do stop me, tell the tale, okay? That's one way to get notoriety.
I'll see what I can do.
The creature gives a gigantic, gaudy, over-the-top bow. Don't keep me waiting. It waves and disappears back into the mist.
Well, that guy's certainly going to be a problem. Answer stands back up.
Soul lets out a shudder. I have never seen anything like that before.
Lexi's kind of crumpled a little bit behind Sola.
Well, on that earlier point you made, Ansler, about the gods being the gods of this land being either good or evil, I think I can make a clear call at that one. That being was certainly evil.
That is indeed true, looking at it. Looking at the black miasma. That being certainly was, that being right there, to me at the very least, seems like a victim of its creators to a way. It's been driven to madness by its one purpose. And now, well, we have this, gestures to all the black miasma everywhere. But I'm going to choose this once, not to judge the, not to judge one and then have that one dictate how I feel about the rest of the bunch.
Sword actually seems relieved next to you, especially after the most recent conversation. Looks over. Honestly, that's probably what I appreciate most about this job. A chance to open the eyes of the idiots who are too dumb to see this beautiful world for what it is. He starts to walk forward with increased purpose.
Yeah, Answer goes, well, not much use standing around here. He looks at the black miasma as I'm assuming it begins to grow more into this area.
You feel something different, actually, Ansler. Before, the miasma was simply growing and spreading and growing and spreading. There is a beast stretched out so immeasurably large that you can't quite comprehend its shape. But all of those eyes, which were once just stuck skyward, are now looking at you.
Yeah, his brow furrows. He goes, let's go. I feel, if I remember correctly, the Silver God's camp is up ahead.
You depart.
Lexi, kind of, as trailing after Sola, sort of tugs on her sleeve a little bit. Sola? Am I like that?
No, not in the slightest.
Oh, you go.
If I am, please destroy me.
We wouldn't ever let that happen.
He holds your hand as you keep going forward.
Sunflower sort of bounces behind you as you two walk ahead, and sort of thinks. And all the time they've had observing you, of watching you on this island, they sort of sigh, wilt, and decide something in their minds. You head to the Silver God's home. You group up again. Yeah, the goat's here.
You brought the goat. That's safe in the caves.
Yeah, you group up again, and this sort of like, you've never seen this place so dark. Solo, you look over, your goat's here.
Ah, hey, you made it.
The goat stares at you.
Lexion carefully places Solo between himself and the goat.
Actually, Ansler's gonna call Sunflower real quick.
Hmm? Floats over.
So what's up with that goat?
Believe it or not, so to a certain extent, I can only control people that have desires that I can like act on, and everyone at some layer desires peace. Looks at Ansler. You're a weird case, but shakes head. Whatever. That thing though looks over at the goat. It does what it wants.
And how did it get here?
I thought, like, I can't control it. I'm incapable of hostile action. You fought me once. You know how it works. The goat, I can't attack it. I can just make it healthier. So
That has not answered
like,
my question.
I don't know. It's listen. I thought that Quicksilver God's miasma would stop it or something, or it'd fallen. I don't know, or get carried away by the dragons or something, but it just does whatever it wants. Like, I can't stop it, and it also seems like nature or fate can't either.
Answer looks at the goat who is currently swimming in the hot spring.
Yeah.
It's a pretty mighty beast, I guess. He kind of walks over. He takes a glance, actually, at these furnaces, and, like,
Yeah.
looks back. He actually looks at this Caligate, and goes up to it.
Yeah, Lexi's gonna do himself a learn on the Caligite.
Yep.
Well, choose attribute yellow.
Okay. Yeah, you quickly take its measure in its form. This thing thrums with a certain energy. It passes power up from itself almost into this crate and into the surrounding area. However, it almost burns a little bit. You can tell that this Caligite, while maybe originally it was just a pure locus of power, currently radiates energy that's very similar to the Silver Gods. More or less, they rolled in and claimed it.
I thought that perhaps without them here I might have a chance to examine it properly for once, but it appears just as hot as they are.
Ansler thinks for a second, and he pulls out that chunk of Caligate that he grabbed from the previous Silver God domain and looks at it.
It's very similar.
This is strange. Caligate is naturally black in color. Not like this.
I have not seen black Caligite before.
I think I did. Top of that cliff right there. She points up.
And Shinpei looks over to you. And did you inform the Silver God of its location?
Oh, Silver God was there.
Oh. So they're going around and collecting Caligite, just like the Quicksilver God. Delightful. Listen, the Silver God of Mitsudai has a sordid number of tales about them. They were apparently a troublemaker on the other side of the border. We didn't wish them to. I see you have experience then. We did not wish them in Rauji.
See.
He stops and thinks. Wait. Your village is actually remarkably close to their domain, or what was used to be their domain.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The fates are strange, aren't they?
I suppose so.
You think about that a little bit and kind of shake your head. That's an interesting point. That's not something you were 100% aware of. The Silver God was kicked out way before you were in your village.
Yeah. Ansler kind of looks around, kind of confirms to himself. Yeah, it looks like the Silver God isn't here, as he thinks to himself. Well, I don't think we're going to get much else from here unless he looks around. He looks at the goat. He's sitting there like, suppose it's about time we move forward. Tower should be just up ahead.
yes, when we get there, I have something very important to tell you all. Sunflower draws up. And, I have some apologies to give. They seem to be resolved, and you, for some reason, something that you did today, you're not sure what, has changed Sunflower's mind. And you feel a moment of tightness with this strange alchemical creation. They float forward with a newfound determination. There you go. And you notice that the island is slowly slipping away into whatever this miasma is.
Ansler looks up at the tower. Anything look different about it now other than the death miasma?
No, actually. That's the weirdest part. It almost seems to be normal. Like, the tower seems okay. Everything else, though.
Ansler, kind of looks up. Well, Sunflower, we're here.
Okay. Well, as promised, I'm gonna take us all to the inn. Is that okay?
Let's go then. I'm sure other people here would like to be there as well.
I'd like to see this in.
You crack the door, and you go inside. And there, you finally catch up. This shit. Sorry, I had to use this fucking... There you go. You come into the Eventide Inn.
I've, of course, prepared everything.
Yes.
After all, I saw they were coming.
Yeah.
So I went to scavenge these shelves a bit more, and I've got everyone just a perfect glass of completely normal, not throat-destroying alcohol.
Ansler, you and Sword come in first. Sword waves. Hey, we're back.
Hey!
Sits down.
Saw you coming.
In the red seat.
Why don't you sit on the red stool so I can give you this drink?
Oh, yes, fair. Thank you. He sits in the red stool.
I hand him the death juice.
His hand passes straight through it. Thank you very much. He mimes drinking it.
No problem. Oh, I guess you'll just have to give your glass to Ansler, huh?
I guess so. I do get drunk when he gets drunk, so.
Ansler, 2 drinks. Come on.
He walks on over, but like first he's like looks over to Sunflower. Well, how are you doing?
Flutters up. Weird. Very weird. I'll talk about it in a second. Seems upset, floats around the lamp.
Yeah. Then he actually moves forward, and before he goes to the bar stool, he goes up to Sasha here. And how about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for going through all this for us, for me. Thank you.
He, then, turns around and, sits down.
Noctua slides on over these 2 glasses on over to him and just kind of looks expectantly.
I'm gonna roll the die really fast.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is the motherfucker death drink.
Yeah, this is the motherfucking death drink.
Alright. Let's go. Ready for this? Roll to do!
You got this. Oh, nope.
Yeah, he drinks it, and he just goes... The hell is that?
Oh. It's something awful. Here's a second glass.
Fine. Roll to do!
You know, let's see how I'm dealing with this. It's roll 20's thinking. It's taking a while. I'm gonna refresh.
Oh, it's showing for me. It's showing 15.
Oh, I don't see it.
Oh, I see it.
It's taking a while to just like roll stuff.
All right.
Let me see. Roll to do. There we go. Doink, 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 doink.
I'm not
There
doing
it
the
is.
music playing. Let me do that real fast. I gotta refresh as well.
Yeah, he similarly immediately right next to you.
Noctua is just like grins a little bit, like, oh, this was some awful stuff, but I think I'm getting a taste for it.
Door opens.
Hey, Sola, have you tried the death juice?
Noctua?
Hello?
Hey,
Oh,
he kind of steps on over. Hey there. You wanna drink the bad juice? He just laces up again.
yeah, just 1 second. Sola's like not even looking at him.
Yeah,
Over to Sasha.
she embarrassed like smudges down. Hey.
Hey, Sasha. It's really good to see you. She gives her a bear hug.
Oh, it's good to see you too. She hugs you. Our hair matches.
Oh, look, it does.
Oof. Sword just like oof as the other white-haired person in the room. Only Noctua can see Sword, by the way.
I was just
Oh,
going to
wow.
ask.
Yep.
Lexi's standing back like he doesn't know what to do, but at that he like puts his hands up to his mouth and it's like, oh.
And how are you doing,
jeez.
Sasha?
I'm doing okay. I'm sorry the island's in such bad shape. It's kind of my fault to a certain extent.
I don't believe that for a second.
I don't believe that is true.
She tussles her hat a bit.
Oh. She smiles. Tiny smile. And then just exactly in time. What's going on in here? What? Why did we come in last?
Oh. Shinpei, hey,
Oh.
how about you and your boys sit down? We've got some drinks everyone can drink.
Oh, Noctua. Nah, very well.
He passes 3 off to all 3 of these.
Okay. Is it the fucking awful drink?
Oh, of course.
Stupid Shinpei still locked out of his yellow stand.
Yeah,
Got
yes.
Fucking got him.
Got him.
Got him!
Got him!
Shinpei takes the drink and then immediately he just spits it all over you.
Oh man. Oh wow, that burns on contact with the skin. Jeez. Ah.
I'll give it a shot. One of the soldiers.
All right. He passes it over to them.
Downs it in fucking. This guy just downs it in 1. Holy crap! The one on the left now. the guy on the right downs it and was like, "Oh man, this is awesome." This guy's like, "Oh, I gotta try it too." Downs it in 1, immediately passes out.
Wasn't hoping for casualties.
What
today.
what is this devil juice, Noctua?
A couple nights ago, Silvergod and I had this. It was. It made him like cough. It was great. The whole shelf of it. It's awful. Tastes like death. Hits
Give
you
me
like death.
Give me another. I refuse to admit defeat.
Yeah. He pours one out. He's actually gonna drink one too with Shinpei.
Okay. They
right,
cheers and then he goes in.
Yeah.
Nat one. Fuck!
10.
Oh yeah, they're gonna roll to die. He gets to untake the L. Here he goes. Oh, it's better. This is a clash.
Oh, I'm gonna legendary alcohol.
Yeah. Or it's not a clash. Here. Let's just see.
Oh, that's bad. Let me see what I get against me.
That's fine.
I'm gonna see what I.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Shinpei downs it in 1 and slams it on the counter. He's just like, there we go. And Noctua, you're like, okay, me too. And you go, same
Oh, I
shit
thought we were fighting our rolls to die. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, you're basically no, you gotta beat a 20 to beat this alcohol.
Oh, okay.
You immediately spit take back on Dishimpe.
Went down
That's
the wrong
revenge.
pipe.
That's what we call revenge. Hey, fuck you. I'm joking. I'm joking.
It's good to see you in good health.
Yes, right back at you.
He does genuinely toast. You have something that won't fucking murder me.
Yes, hang on. I think there's probably something up here. He's gonna try to find if there's just
Sola and
something.
Lexi clap hands over her ears.
Sola, intrigued by this, actually goes to take the only empty seat over here.
Understandable.
And asks Spencer, did you drink mine already?
No, but I drink his emotions to nobody.
Motions to
This
sun-
again. Okay.
Yeah.
He gets another drink set up and then also scoots over here. All right, here you go. Here you go. All right. Now, this is the bad stuff. So
All right. Sola.
he looks very excitedly.
So you get to roll to die and then roll to do. So
Okay.
yeah,
I
take your
can lock
pick.
in anything. Okay.
Yes.
So-
Anything that would let you overcome the booze. Let me get some different music playing really quick.
The
Here.
booze music.
Yes. No, I just like Sola's theme.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. Oh! Sola, you just tell me how you completely humiliate everyone up here.
Okay, Sola is like, gets the drink. She's like, great, perfect. This looks great. Just tucks her head back and just downs it. Drops the glass. Oh, that was pretty good. Slight tickle, I guess.
Noctua kind of like. He just puts the rest of the bottle in front of her.
Nice.
Fine, then I guess that's 2-1.
Noctua, in this moment of humility, you feel like you feel proud of yourself that you admitted defeat, but also it sucks.
My baby could use a wounded blue.
No.
Well, I hate to cut off the merriment, but Sunflower rises up. There's something that I need to speak to you all about. The nature of this island now that it's collapsing. Floats up and around the room. First of all, I'd like to apologize to everyone here. You've been trapped by the same system that keeps me trapped here. I am a familiar, nothing more, not something as fancy as a god. Sort of floats down. I sort of lost that right. My job was to ensure the peace and prosperity of a subsection of the country of Ornis. Ornis was an entire nation. This is just one of its outlier islands, the Sunflower Island. Floats across and over. Originally, I was one of many. Creatures meant to ensure that everything grew strong. Creatures meant to keep hearths warm and places comfortable. This is my domain. And you look around the inn, and yeah, no, place is pretty comfy. This was ages ago. When the calamity struck Ornis, the entire country disappeared. Feverishly, scholars and mages gathered more and more Caligite to summon some sort of creature that they believed would deliver them from some sort of calamity. With that creature's summoning, though, The island itself vanished completely from sight. The area around Ornis is now just open ocean. This island is the only part I'm aware of that still remains. So, the people here looks down. People here either fled or perished with the calamity. No one remained on the island. And as such, I spent all of my time simply growing the plants for no purpose other than adorning their graves. Then, floats over. And this is the part that will likely be hard to hear. In order for me to perform my function as a Legend of Harvest, there had to be people for me to watch after. I couldn't defy that purpose on any level. So, I developed methods to keep individuals trapped here. Anyone that wound up nearby this island. Unfortunately, the only people that have come to the island are unusual aberrations. Casts its eye around the room because the area around Ornis is meant to turn away people without some sort of supernatural gift. I don't know who sealed us all here, but this area of ocean should be inaccessible. As such, you are all legends or blessed by legend. You're all creatures that defy concepts of normalcy. Your Raujin blessings allow you to puncture into this space, to be trapped in it the same as me. Your contracts, it says, looking at Ansler, allow you to exist here in a place that no one else could. You, to a certain extent, are trapped by the same karma that keeps me here. Looks down. An imperative is placed on me. I must protect this island at all costs. I must do whatever I can within my power to ensure its continued survival. To go against that would defy my purpose as a harvest deity. And shakes its head. I can't do that. I'm not capable of it. It looks over at Ensler. I'm lucky I wasn't given a purpose like the Quicksilver God. Otherwise, I would be mindlessly pursuing the Caligite as well, mindlessly trying to recreate the Great Summoning. And I probably would have destroyed this island a long time ago. And then finally looks over at Sasha. That brings me to her. Sasha looks down. Sasha, as she exists right now, is the linchpin in this island functioning. Because, there had to be at least one human here in order for the harvest to bear fruit. Sunflower slowly floats forward, but no people remained, so I had to do my best to create one. I gave up my body. I gave up a good portion of my power to bring someone into this world that would match basic human qualification. Floats down here. It's not something I could ever do again, and I've been reduced to this shape just making sure Sasha was. And worse, I don't know if Sasha can continue to exist outside of the confines of this island. Moves over. and then actually floats behind the counter. The reality of this place is rather cruel. To you, it may have seemed like a day or two has passed, but for some of you, you have been here for 50 years. The creature... Oh, you go.
Sola pours herself another drink.
The creature's eyes scan over to Sasha, who have been here since the beginning. Looks over to Lexi. You arrived shortly afterwards.
He blinks. 50 years.
Nods. Looks over to Sola. You have been here for 2. It might have seemed only like a course of weeks, but I assure you it was months. Looks over to Noctua. Oh, sorry, you go.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, Sola just takes really big gulps of the drink.
Looks over to Noctua. I couldn't properly tame your restless spirit. You were here. For you, it was likely a matter of days, but it's been about 2 weeks by my measure.
No.
And then looks over to Ansler. And you. Focuses in. Time has passed exactly as it should for you, you frustrating man.
Noctua thinks of it. Oh, that's strange, because I met him when I first got here. So, how does that work?
Looks back around. Looks over at you. When you first arrived on the beach, you spent a long time with Sasha, longer than you expected. And then floats back. The end of the first day, and your appearance, looking at Ansler, is when it all sort of came tumbling down. The eye once again tracks back to Noctua. If you'd simply decided to live in that simple delusion, spending all of your time with the Silver God and Sasha, you likely would have spent years here like the others. But something drew you to the other side of the island. And that is when I lost hold of you.
Well, I had dragons to slay, so...
Sasha actually like looks over, looks at Lexi. I'm really happy you were willing to stay here 50 years with me, and then looks over to Sola. 2 for you, and then looks over to Noctua. Actually, you see her start to like her lips start to quiver a little bit. I don't remember the week I spent with you, but I'm sure it was one of the best times of my life. And the sunflower floats back over this way. So, that's the unfortunate nature of this. Whether I like it or not, I have to fulfill my purpose and I have to keep you here. Right now, though, I'm allowed to say this much to you because a larger threat has appeared. That second Silver God, that one exists and has been able to manifest because I am unable to hold back the truth of Ornis. What was summoned here once. Memories still remain of that thing. And with me, unfortunately, breaking Sasha's heart by trying to send him away, that creature was able to leak out. It sort of wilts a bit. So, first and foremost, before we can figure out what happens with me and what happens with Sasha, the Quicksilver God has to be stopped.
Yes. Ansler kind of, like leans his shoulder on the counter and thinks. There's something, though, that's still a little bothersome to me.
Hmm?
You
So
mentioned that
sad.
something's keeping you here.
Nods.
And we can confirm it's not the Quicksilver God, correct?
Nods.
Then what is it?
Moves close, floats up next to your head, and shows that closed eye to you very clearly. This is a symbol. This is the symbol of a school of magic from Ornis. This is a sigil to show that I am an artificial being. I'm a familiar. I'm one created from magic to fulfill a singular purpose. My school is the Bloom School.
I knew it!
Yeah, I knew it, May. I was created as part of that growing, glorious magic. What keeps me here is the fact that I am woven from the material of this island. I can't disrespect the wishes woven into the island as well. I was created from a singular wish that the Sunflower Islands would grow large, beautiful, and bountiful. If I defy that wish, I will be ripped in half.
Ansler starts thinking to himself, actually. Then why don't you get a new wish?
They sort of flutter there, considering it for a second. I don't have the it's not that I lack the desire, it's that I lack the capability.
Lexi stands. Then, what about changing what you are protecting? You wish, you're looking really thoughtful. Your purpose, your existence is to ensure that the Sunflower Islands grow beautiful and bountiful. But the island only has one person. One person is the island. And he looks at Sasha.
Sasha kind of looks down, fidgeting.
If Sasha is this island, then it doesn't matter where she goes. As long as you protect her, you are doing what you were born to do.
Thinks on that.
It would be a true statement. After all, you needed people. Because if there was no people, there was no island.
And then, yeah. God, fuck, hammering that nail in, nice. Sunflower floats over. That might be enough to sustain my existence. It isn't enough for me to defy it. They look over at you. If you can sever me from this island, I could likely continue on. You would be saving my life, though. That's it. This island itself, the land itself, the magic it provides, all of that Caligite stuck into the surface of it, that is what allows my... That is both what allows me to rule over this place, but it also keeps me here. I also worry about Sasha's own prospects if my purpose were to change. Protecting one person, I'm so weak. It flutters nearby, seeming nearly insubstantial. If this island were cut away, if it were destroyed entirely, I'm not sure what would become of either of us. You'd need a tremendous amount of power in order to make that change. I don't have that.
Ansler kind of thinks on that a little. He's actually debating with himself a little bit right now.
Oh?
I'm going to drop my swing and roll to die.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Perfect. Ansler kind of thinks to himself, then what if you pulled that powder from somewhere else?
Tilt's head quizzically.
You've seen this island. There's that Caligite all over. And even then I can absorb energy from that raw miasma everywhere.
So, are you suggesting to use the Caligite or something? It's thinking.
Could use that. We could use a multitude of things, honestly.
It's thinking hard about this. It's thinking real hard about this.
Roll to die.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's gonna roll to die. Doink. Yeah, it'll go yellow for this, actually. Sunflower starts reflecting deeply on this. I'm going to be honest. The amount of power it'd take to sever both me and Sasha from this island would be tremendous. And that's putting aside the fact that... Stops. The Quicksilver God, what it's doing. It's trying to use all of that Caligite for a summoning. Is there... I don't know how to use the stuff. Is there any way to repurpose it or take it?
Yeah, probably. Answer says. It's like not even any form poetic.
No.
Look, as I found in...
Looks hesitant. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Ansler kind of goes, look, as I found in life, as long as you're stubborn enough about something, you'll be able to punch through it.
Sola snorts at that.
Aqua kind of stands up.
I love him.
It's pretty close. Yeah, walks up right next to Lexi. Lexi, got anything in there on summoning? Contracts?
Well, there is my own existence. It was not exactly intentional, but I of course have the data upon it. And I did get a chance to examine the Caligite in the Silver God's Forge at last before we came here. He looks really hesitant. It is not impossible.
Could use a technique similar to that of breathing metal. Ansler brings up.
Sword, like, well, you're gonna... Oh, I mean, maybe if you spill the beans on that. Oh, you're gonna get in so much trouble, though.
Ansler's sitting there, like... Ansler's been kind of, like, rubbing his head this entire time as if he has, like, a fucking terrible headache.
Yeah.
It's fine. This entire island's about to go up and who knows where. I think it's fine if I let a few things loose. If Guildmaster gets pissed and he'll just wipe my mind or whatever. Ansler kind of just like leans against the table a bit. We could make breathing metal. I saw the forges inside of Silver God's domain. It's doable. Breathing metal's what my blade is made out of. He pulls out his sword. It's the act of giving a legent a body of steel in order for it to be able to exist outside of its domain.
It's what I am. There's a sudden call from the door.
Big one.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, welcome back.
They wander in.
Ah, Silver God.
And so you see this motherfucker across the room, and immediately fucking Sword's eye ignites.
Yo!
There is such an overwhelming urge to eat. They sit down in the red chair.
Answer
Power
sitting
play.
here. What the fuck have you been up to? Cover Sasha's ears.
Yep. Lexi already there.
I've just been wandering around this island that's going up in smoke. By the way, absolute hell's been unleashed here. You know what's up with that? Looks around.
A little.
Yeah, it's some kind of some bit. So the gist of it is that The wisp over there got real pissed. Or I don't even know if you got pissed, but I got real pissed, and I left, and I came back, and Sasha was sad, and then so because Sasha was sad, Wisp was sad, and then so that means that the Wisp couldn't do the thing they did to keep the island okay, and so now that means that the island's all messed up.
That makes sense. You're not able to manipulate all that magic because you're kind of a hack fraud.
Sounds like that's right.
A resurrected god seeking immortality is about to
That
do
thing's
something
not
very bad.
That thing's not a god.
Yeah, but it's sharing your name right now by the sound of it.
What?
I know.
It's
Pretty disrespectful.
Yeah. They seem to relax in the chair. Everyone's just carefully watching them. Well, seems like we got a bunch of problems to deal with, and a relatively easy solution. Points over to Ansler. That sword you've got is pretty cool. It's.
I'm sure he'd love to hear that. Looks at Sword.
Sword is not happy. Sword's just glaring daggers. Ah, that breathing metal thing opens and closes hands. That's the way that I cheat my own ability to walk around. It's something similar, I guess. Where did you make that? That's way more advanced than what I've got going on over here, actually. Hold on. Leans in. Oh, fascinating. I want to steal this.
You may not. Although I'm sure if you were to touch that sword, would be absolutely enthused to be able to get a chance to rip you asunder with his own two hands. He kind of starts mumbling himself.
Yeah, he's giving her a fucking stink eye from the side.
But we make this stuff using a black kiln. We'll have to build one. But we have the guts necessary with your furnaces in that home of yours.
That sounds like fun, actually. Because I've been running around and collecting all that Caligite that you pointed out to me. Pokes Noctua. Good job finding all of that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. I'm a hunter, after all.
So, you
Also,
give me
he steps over here. You know, maybe you should try mock fighting her. You mock fighting, you mock drink some food. Maybe that'd help you out, bud. Get some stress out.
He moves over and starts shadowboxing her. So, you got a plan for this? I can make whatever you want me to make. That's nice and easy. Sunflower shifts forward. But the problem is sort of twofold. One, you've got to stop the Quicksilver God immediately. All of this will go up in smoke if he manages to finish doing what he's trying. And the second part, if you're gonna try to jam me in a body, every instinct I have is gonna fight back against you. You ready for that? I mean, I'm weak, but I am this island.
Yeah, it's fine. Until Ansler is like starting to feel the effects of the booze he's been drinking earlier. He's like sitting there. He's like, "Look, I'm willing to be honest with you. I've already said, if you'll be stubborn enough, you'll just get through it eventually. I'm just going to be really stubborn at you about it. We can even split into teams. It'll be a hoot. We can have a kill the second Silver God team and then shove you into a metal box team."
I think it would be wise if the most experienced at dealing with creatures like this were in the kill the second Silver God team.
Yeah, I'm gonna have that on that one.
Okay.
And then he like turns around, points at Silver God. You'll be on Forge Black Kiln team. Points over at Lexi. You too.
Okay, Dark, you're coming with me.
One moment, please. He stops and he's been standing next to Sasha, like not quite knowing how to interact this whole time, and he just kind of kneels down so that he's at eye level and goes, Hello, Sasha.
Hi. I don't know what's happening, but I'm excited.
He smiles. I think that we're going to. I think that you're going to get to see the world very soon.
She nods.
He looks down at his hands and they're curled up and looks back up. I don't think I was the teacher you needed. And I don't think I could ever.
That's okay though. She looks up and actually gives you a pretty hearty smile, because friends teach each other stuff all the time.
The light in Lexi's eyes grows brighter, and he smiles. Are you still all right? You still would like to be my friend?
She flashes you the same toothy grin, one tooth missing, and nods once.
He gives her a big hug.
Oh.
Thank you. Stands up. Let us go. Let us.
Now hold your horses.
We're getting a little ahead of yourself there. It's
Fucking
pretty
love
late,
you,
bud.
Ansler.
Yeah.
We still got teams to organize.
Doing
You
okay? He grabs the bottle and pours another glass for Ansel.
Yeah.
points at Shinpei. You,
Yes.
what are you good at?
I'm good at.
You're on the
fighting.
kill the monster team.
I want to kill the monster.
He goes over and gives Shinpei.
Silver God actually looks at the schematics. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to need a lot of help with this. I'd be okay with sparing people I don't know about, but like she looks over at you, Ansler. When you feel comfortable basically taking on literally all of that stuff by yourself, I guess Snail can go. He seems worthless. How dare you?
No, I'll be fine. Answer points at Noctua. What do you want to do?
He's thinking about that for a second. Well, can't say I've able to wrap my head much around anything that's been being talked about so far. But I came back for a reason, and that reason was to see my friend again. See if I can get them out of here. So, that's really all I care about.
Black
All
Kill
this
Team.
other stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I can lift some stuff. I could use a hammer.
Ew.
Okay.
Points at sword.
Silver God puts up a hand. Here's the question though. When we forge this body, I'm gonna do it in the form of a weapon. What weapon are we picking? Come on. Pick a weapon. It could be anything.
Sasha.
Lexi looks at Sasha, yeah.
Sasha looks down. Looks over at Noctua. Looks back at Ansler. Thinks for a second. And then she smiles. An arrow.
Oh, now that's a fun one right there.
But big. Like big enough to swing like a sword.
Now that's a good choice.
That'll be fun. Oh man. That's great. Okay. Yeah, we're getting to work on this immediately.
Yeah,
Come on, everybody.
Answer goes in, sticks the sword in the ground. You, he points at Lexi. Talk to him. He knows a little more about this than I do.
Of course. Lexi sticks his hand on the sword and they start having.
They start
conversation.
conversing. Meanwhile, in the background, yeah, Sola.
Oh yeah, Sola scratches her head. She's like a big arrow, like a sword, like a spear. Like
A javelin, more like.
Like a lance.
It's a big arrow.
Yeah, so it's got feathers on the back of it.
It's and it
You
like
need. We've got the perfect wings. If I don't even know if that thing's still alive. Hey, Sola, did you get parts of your dragon? That'd be great to slap on the back of an arrow.
oh, it kind of drowned, but maybe it's still there.
It's probably been eaten by gunk.
you saw the blue dragon on the way in. The sunflower field was fine.
Ooh, that would be a great one to slap on the back.
You
Sebastian's big enough for feathers for that.
you all start to set about your various teams, and let's say if there's one more interaction anyone would like to have, we can go for that, and otherwise Silvergun's gonna fuck off with all you guys.
Hey, Sully, you
wonder-
want to talk to the Silver God before they head out?
Are you,
Uh,
Solo, you coming with the Silver God also, or are
Yeah.
you going to team punch Quicksilver God?
Zola puts down
Go be
her
your
great-
girlfriend. Okay.
Sure. She was about to say something cool, and then that gets said, and she like lost all her composure. Like, that's fine. Yeah, just toss me wherever.
You head back over, and Shinpei stands up. Okay, let's go, Ansler, my new best friend.
Yeah. Yes, I don't think we can leave yet.
Oh, he sits down.
I would not recommend. I suggest you wait until you are less inebriated
Understandable.
for improved chances of survival.
Well, Ansler stands up. I'm going to the hot spring. You all have fun conversing by whichever you want.
Don't drown!
Yeah.
He comes into the hot spring too. You both fucking talk in the hot spring.
There are high odds that they will pass out and drown.
I'll go watch him. I mean, like, he looks down at the bottle. He's
Not that strong.
It's not that strong, you know?
Fucking iron liver snail man.
Zola is peering daggers at the door to the hot spring, and she goes, I have a feeling the goat is in that hot spring.
Oh yeah, the goat's totally in that hot spring.
Also,
Sorry,
really
Oh my
quick,
goodness.
Yeah.
out of character thing. So,
What you call it? Sword moves over. I'll leave the rest to you then. Good luck with the kiln.
Thank you.
Alright.
You as well. Lexi takes his hand off the hill.
Not to have put his hand on Sasha's head. Well, looks like it's time for us all to make the kiln on.
I guess. She looks over at him. Do you think I can really leave this island? I don't know much about alchemy or anything like that, but
He kind of like, I don't know, really have a damn clue either. That's more of their specialty. But we're gonna make it happen regardless of what happens. I mean, that's what we're here to do. So, in the end, we'll find one solution one way or another. If this one doesn't work, we'll find another. I have some ideas myself. He kind of like, so long as that's what you want. After all, looking forward to you explaining all your stories and stuff, and then the big light bulb did it instead. I don't even know what a light bulb is.
Oh, there's the booze coming in.
She looks down. I didn't expect it to be so boring, I guess.
It wasn't
uh,
boring. He kind of stops. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Okay. She looks determined and stares you dead in the eyes. Okay, well, my name's Sasha, and I'm from the country of Ornis, and I think I'm the last one. And she starts to cry.
Kind of pats her on the head a bit. And it's just kind of like, those were used with your words. And honestly, I think I'm contented by that. If you want to get out of here and see this world, stop asking questions like, will we be able to do this? It's good to learn, but in this instance, in these kind of situations, it's important to say that you're going to get out. Sunflower might have made you, or whatever the heck that meant, but Sasha's turn to say what she wants. So you want to get out of here?
The slight smile returns. Wipes her eyes. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go then.
And with that, we call this session to a close. Excellent work, everyone! Next time, we've got Ansler's finale, and then the finale of all of it. Ansler, just because you broke up into 2 teams doesn't mean you're out for the other part, obviously. Okay, so thank you all so much. Let's end off that recording.
Yep.